Good afternoon there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and namely Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin Fortune. On the desk with me are casters and analysts, Crips and Universe. Well, how are you doing? Starting with you, Crips.
Oops, my
There you
bad,
go.
my bad, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, I'm doing a bit too well for my own good. Uh,
Mhm.
I mean, I had a decent weekend. We had a lot of fun, but yeah, it seems like the weekend blues carried over, and I muted my mic right at the start. But sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. I hope the rest of the stream goes very smoothly, and we have a bunch of exciting matches today. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Definitely, Universe. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pumped up. Today we've got a great set of matches. Honestly, it's action of the highest order. So I'm waiting to see what exactly is going to happen today because, I mean, all four teams who are going to be playing today are somewhat of, very incredible forces themselves, aren't they?
That's right. Today's matchups is right in front of your screens, ladies and gentlemen. The first game that we are going to be doing today is going to be Enigma Gaming against the side of Reckoning Esports. And then for the second half at 8 p.m. IST, we've got True Rippers taking on Team T69. So, yeah, both the games are pretty intense, and I feel as if the first game is going to be a little bit more intense because Enigma Gaming are going to be taking on against the side of Reckoning Esports. And we know for a fact that Reckoning Esports, one of their players is already on the MVP standings. So, why don't we quickly jump straight in towards the MVP standings and take a look at who four of these players have made their way in towards the MVP standings and what are the current stats for each of them. So as I told you, Bondev from the side of Reckoning Esports is in the second spot right now, and he's been making waves. SKY is at the first spot. We've got MW1 on the third and Buster on the fourth as well. What are your thoughts on Bondev from the side of Reckoning Esports, Grips?
I am very surprised to see this man over here. Like up until last time, I was expecting the regular old names like let's say Deathmaker or SK Rossi to be on the list, but now we have SK Wow, Bondef, and Buster, and SK Wow has been looking really strong because of how consistent he's been. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I honestly hope that Bondef continues to stay over here.
I mean, Bondev, he definitely does the job of, just opening up the side properly. And yeah, as a duelist, he does his role to perfection. Like in terms of the Frank department as well, he always consistently puts up the numbers, and you can evidently see that on the MVP standings and his stats as well. So what we know for sure is that Bondev is just gonna keep on, hitting his opponents. He's gonna keep on putting up the numbers as well. But will his team against the side of Enigma Gaming today be able to put up that top A performance or not is going to be the question. So, yeah, let's move in over towards the group standings now and take a quick look at what exactly is the story over there because we know for a fact that in the group standings we had a little bit of a change after the previous game, and I feel as if the entirety of the table has taken a little bit of a shift because Reckoning Esports, after that game that they played previously, that was the second game in season 2 of the Gauntlet, they made their way to the top spot, and following them is Enigma Gaming. So it is going to be that battle for who exactly is going to be on top of each other. Both of them are sitting at the first spot, by the way, but still, it is going to be as to who exactly is going to take on each other. Enigma Gaming at the second spot. Once again, as I told you, Velocity Gaming at the third, T69 at the third as well. Susquad and Flame Serenity are sort of struggling down below at the seventh and at the seventh position. So that's going to be something that they need to work on as well in terms of Group A. But yeah, Enigma Gaming and Reckoning Esports, they both are sitting comfortably at the first spot, and I feel as if one of the two is going to make their way to the absolute top, and we are going to get to know who exactly is going to be at the top spot in the Group A standings after this particular game. But Julius, what are your thoughts? What do you think of this match as we move in over towards the team intro for the side of Enigma Gaming now? We're going to be taking a look at their roster, and I want your opinions on the side of Enigma Gaming, and I want to know what exactly do you think is going to be that move coming out from the side of Enigma to topple down the side of Reckoning Esports?
I think this is a team that is formidable in the way that they have, worked around with their roster. They've settled down. They know exactly what they want. With the addition of Raw Fuel as well, Enigma Gaming has been one of the most, I would say almost 70% consistent team. 30% being a little bit, up and downish for them. But given that their name is Enigma, you never know what's going to happen with them. We've seen them make comebacks which look unreal, but at the same time, we've seen them give away comebacks which at the same time look also unreal. Enigma Gaming have definitely been a very, very strong team in terms of a unit at playing as a team. They know how to support each other. They know how to cover up for each other. They know which gaps are meant to be left alone so that they can retake it, and which gaps they need to assert into so that they do not let the enemy team even come close to them. This team, all five of them, are doing an absolute beautiful job. That's exactly why they are, here. They even last time around, although they didn't make it to the grand finals, but they were pretty convincing in the playoffs. So this time around, I'm pretty sure that Enigma would want to make it to the grand final spot, especially given the fact that they had a small little roster change. Rafuel has come in instead of Ghost, who's now playing for Team X. So I'm interested to see how exactly it works around related to him, because we know that Raw Fuel is trying to explore different agents. He used to play a lot of the Reina, but he's had to settle into other roles as well in terms of playing the Rays, moving around with the Phoenix as well, maybe. But yeah, Enigma Gaming definitely a team that needs to be feared. And today, Reckoning Esports, they are a formidable opponent, and I'm gonna be very interested to see who exactly it is coming out on top.
True that. I mean, from the side of Enigma Gaming, we know for a fact that there are some heavy hitters like Wexy, Badman, Hiccup. So all of them, they are gonna go ahead and showcase to us some explosive plays as always. And if whether or not the side of Reckoning Esports are gonna be able to take on this explosive party against them is gonna be something that we need to look out for. Reckoning Esports, are they gonna be ready to face off against the Titans? And yeah, talking about the Titan, there is one from the side of Enigma Gaming, so we're going to be taking a look at that as well, where the player spotlight brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radar is going to come out from the side of Enigma Gaming. And it is going to be none other than Badman. 73 kills, 80 deaths, 21 assists, and an ACS of 217. Being a Sentinel, the guy just pops off every single time. His team needs him the most, clutches it out as well, and I'm pretty sure that Crips has a lot more to say about Badman.
I mean, when you look at the stats, just the stats and nothing else, you will discover that he doesn't even have a positive KD of one. But honestly, that doesn't matter, because you know why? You said it right now. He's the guy who comes in clutch. He's the guy who stays at the back, makes sure that his team doesn't need to worry about anything. He buys the space that Raw Fuel needs to channel his aggression. He buys all the space that his teammates need to not only enter the site, not just Raw Fuel, but the other ones as well can do whatever they want, and they never have to worry about getting backstabbed. More than that, Batman sometimes turns into this masterful lurker who's able to keep the enemies anchored on the wrong side while his teammates continue to wreak havoc on the other side of the map. So I love that part about Batman. He's just a one man surveillance army. That's all I have to say about him, and he is very good. He's very good at his job.
Yeah, I mean, Batman, we definitely know for a fact that he is going to pop off as always. And today we are going to be seeing him, maybe switch out his usual roles. I mean, he definitely is going to be Sentinel, but maybe, some Cypher action, some Killjoy action as well as always. And yeah, what I love about Batman is that when his team kind of is not performing, when his duelists are not able to do the job as well, he goes ahead and leads the fight sometimes. As the Killjoy just uses his turrets to an uh, aggressive stance, and he kind of uses that in order to get some frags and get some entries as well. But yeah, most of the times it is the side of Enigma Gaming's duelist to do most of the heavy lifting. We've got Rafuel as well now, who has been, switching up. He used to main the Reina, now he plays Jet as well. Yes, we know for a fact that he hasn't been able to perform at his best, but he is getting there. The best part is that they've got a lot of heavy hitters as well, like Wexy and Badman, who do pull up the entire team when some of their duelists are not able to do the job. So it's completely fine. Enigma Gaming, they look pretty strong, and today against the side of Reckoning Esports, we hope that they're going to be able to put up their best performance as well. Let's move over towards the team intro from the side of team. My bad, sorry, from the side of Reckoning Esports, and yeah, Reckoning Esports. You know for a fact that these guys are, I'm not gonna say new, but yeah, they are definitely new faces to the Gauntlet, and they have set their foot into the Gauntlet, and they've already won out both their games. So, Universe, what are your thoughts on the side of Reckoning Esports?
This is a team that has come up front, in ways that honestly I don't think anybody expected. Reckoning Esports won out two of their initial matches, and they're on top of the table right now, along with the rest of the giants that are there. And they've done a pretty good job, honestly. And this is a team that clearly has potential. When we had, I remember watching Juven when he was playing for Team Kuchbi last season. They were having such a bad streak until the very end. They lost out in a very bad manner, and Kuchbi got relegated. But coming into Reckoning Esports, he's had a glow up for sure, and so has the rest of the team. And they definitely have what it takes to make it to the playoffs this season, and they look very, very strong, Assassin. And to consider this team, I really, really think that they have as much of a good chance of beating Enigma today as any other team do. I'm not quite sure who's going to take it home today, but I'm pretty sure this is definitely a match that everybody needs to watch. If you are not watching this one, you are missing out on some of the best talented action in Valorant in the region, because this is plain draw, this is plain tactical battle, this is plain aim battle. These are some of the best players in the country who are going up at it against each other, and a matchup that is definitely going to probably go all three maps.
I mean, Reckoning Esports, we know for a fact that they've got some high octane young bloods in their side, and all of these players individually are mechanically gifted, and they all possess in them the power to just put up the high numbers in terms of their fragging department as well. But more than that, what I love about Reckoning Esports is sort of the entire aura that they bring out as a team. Like there's a lot of coordination moving into the side of Reckoning Esports, and it definitely has. It definitely took a lot of work for them to bring in this coordination as well. They took their sweet time, and then when they were finally ready, they made their way in towards Gauntlet Season 2. And now they've already won out both their games, and they're looking to get that third win against the side of Enigma Gaming today. So let's hope that they're going to be able to do that. But in order to do that, they need that one player who always tends to put up the performance. And that player is going to be on your screens right now with the player spotlight coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports. Brought to you by AMD Ryzen Radeon. And yeah, Trist is going to be that player. Jit Dattatreya, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. Absolutely love this guy because, he has always put up that kind of a performance that we all are just left out with an awe. And we're like, okay, wait, Trist, how did he pull that off? Or how did he make that play happen? And not only that, we have seen Trist before in a different role. Now that he has took up the role of a sentinel from the side of Reckoning Esports, we feel as if these stats for a sentinel are just a little bit too much. What are your thoughts, Scripts?
Well, one difference between Trist and Batman is that Trist definitely is a more aggressive player than Batman himself. He's the guy who will push whenever he doesn't get any information, and I mean, that kind of is the job of an initiator, but he isn't afraid of doing that. So that's one massive difference between him and Batman. The also one more other thing is that Batman is kind of a lurker, and then Trist is not. He's usually the guy who rotates first, and he lets other people take control of the areas that he has given up on. So that's the difference between him and Batman. And because of this, I think Trist has a lot more kills than Batman, but not necessarily the impact. I mean, of course, he's a very impactful player, not to take that away from him. It's just that they have both have such different philosophies about playing Sentinel. Um, yeah, two completely different schools of thought. And I want to see what happens when an unstoppable force goes up against an immovable object. They both are like very, very contrasting. So I want to see what happens when they both, go head to head against each other. Usually we look forward to the duelists, matching up against each other, but this time it's the battle of the Sentinels.
Completely. I when you put up that point, I kind of now tend to look at it from that perspective. As in, Batman is a much disciplined, much passive kind of playstyle, right? Then Trist, he has a much aggressive. That it's like that young blood boiling inside you, and you go
Yeah.
ahead and you are just fearless. Trist has that kind of a attitude when he moves in towards a particular 1v1 duel. But yeah, with that, we are pretty much done with the team intros and the player spotlights. Now we know for a fact that you guys are so much excited to see which maps are going to be played between both of these teams. So let's move it over towards the map veto and see what are going to be the maps being played between both of these teams. So we're going to be starting off with the map of Bind, which is again picked by Reckoning Esports, but I feel as if Enigma Gaming, they kind of have, a little bit of a history on the map of Bind as well. We're going to be moving it over towards the map of Breeze, Enigma Gaming's pick. I know for a fact that Enigma Gaming have been putting in a lot of work on the map of Breeze, and yeah, our analysts are gonna give you guys a lot more information about that. And then we're gonna be seeing the decider as Haven. So, Universe, take it away. I want your opinions on the map of Bind, and then Crips, I want your opinions on the map of Breeze.
You know what? Honestly, this is looking at the entire map pool. First of all, it's honestly a fresh air because we've been seeing a lot of Ascent, a lot of Haven, and I mean Haven, although is still here, but it's still the decider map, which might or might not be played. But talking about Bind in particular, I feel like Reckoning Esports are trying to throw Enigma, a page from their own book. Because we know that Reckoning Esports, I've not seen them play on Bind as much, but I know that they have been pretty good in the way that they've been playing overall. So Bind should be a very interesting map, given the fact that it has, the entire map pool is that the first map there's no mid per se. There's no mid control that you can get. It's just a B side and A side and two entrances towards the both sides. And the teleporters, not to forget that, is the unique factor about Bind. And then when you go to the other side of things, you've got the biggest map in Valorant. So it's all about the dynamics of how they try to come into Bind, because the composition I feel is going to be very important here. We're probably going to see a raise by the hands of Raw Fuel, and on the other side of things, we're probably going to see Bond F play the race as well. And it's definitely going to be. We saw it as a battle of the Killjoys or the Sentinels in the MVP spotlight, but I think that. The duelists here might also have a bigger role to play, given that usually the raise is one of the agents that's always the go-to in the map of Bind. So I'm gonna have to see whether it's not just the Killjoy, but it's also the Raises who are gonna be in the server today, whether or not they're gonna be making a difference on Bind. So yeah, it's gonna be. I still don't know who's gonna come out on top, because this is very, I feel
Yeah,
like this is
very
neck and
close.
neck. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be an interesting one on Bind.
Crips, your thoughts on the map of Breeze? What exactly do you think is going to be that move coming out from the side of Enigma to go ahead and take it away?
There's one thing that Universe said about Bind, that is no mid. If you ask me about Breeze, it's all about mid.
Yep.
The A side and the B side themselves, I mean, they're hard to breach because they're just so one dimensional. But every other place in the map is so, so worthy of a flank, or the potential to get behind your enemy unnoticed is immeasurable. That's why I think both Bind and Breeze have like such a different vibe from each other, because one map doesn't have a mid and the other one is all about mid. That's the bigger thing over here. And so does Haven, right? Even Haven relies quite a lot on mid control to some extent. Maybe not as much as Breeze, but yeah, there is a certain element and importance given to the mid control in Haven. And I think that is where Enigma shines. Their whole mid presence is always confirmed by Badman. And because he's the one holding down mid in most parts of the map, his team can do whatever they want. And that's what I spoke about during the player spotlight as well. And at this point, I think we have the win condition set. Reckoning Esports, all they need to do is be a little disciplined, because Enigma Gaming can tend to read their opponents a lot better. I mean, better teams like Velocity and Global Esports struggle against Enigma simply because they just have that good of a read. So I think Reckoning Esports will need to be a little disciplined. They just need to avoid making mistakes. That's all.
Yeah, and I want to say that to the side of Enigma Gaming as well, because in a previous match between Enigma Gaming and Force One Esports, if I'm not wrong, Enigma Gaming, their attack side on Breeze was something that wasn't expected at all. Everyone thought that Enigma Gaming, they have come prepared for the map of Breeze. They are all set and ready. They have been practicing on the map of Breeze as well from quite some time now. And when the performance actually was put down by the side of Enigma Gaming, it just surprised all of us. We were like, wait, what is happening? Force One Esports went ahead and had a complete whitewash against the side of Enigma Gaming, and Enigma Gaming's attack was something that was. I wouldn't call it poor, but the decisions that they were making was quite questionable. Playing it out for the afterplan, relying a lot on their lineups and their utilities instead of places where they should be actually taking the fights. These are some of the things that I feel as if Enigma Gaming, if they're not going to be careful about, Reckoning Esports might just go ahead and take them down as well. Because Reckoning Esports are a team that rely more on the fragging department, as in they take the gunfights pretty seriously, and their utilities. They do. It's not like they're secondary, but at the same time, they do have a way of just balancing things out as well. So really looking forward to seeing what exactly is going to happen in the match. But with that, may the best team win. It's prediction time. Chris, what do you think about this match?
I think it's gonna be 2-1 in the favor of Enigma Gaming.
Mhm.
Reckoning will win Bind, and the other two maps will be taken by Enigma. That's what I feel is gonna happen. Maybe a reverse sweep is on the cards today.
Wow, interesting. Well, what do you think, Universe? What are your predictions for this game?
I'm gonna throw a bone into this. I'm gonna say Reckoning take this 2-1.
Reckoning 2-1. All right, then. Well, you guys got your predictions. Let's hope that the best team is going to go ahead and take it away as well. And the team that is going to be well prepared is going to take it away. With that, we pretty much are at the end of the analyst desk. The casters for the day are going to be Crips and Universe. So these guys are going to be narrating the entire storyline for you guys. We're going to be back with the casters desk after the message from our sponsors. But you guys were watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We're going to be right back after a short break.
Hey guys, welcome back to the LG Ultra Gear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. This is going to be an energetic game, and if you need your energy, then go ahead and scan that QR code so that you can get your Red Bull cans. Well, we have on our hands Reckoning Esports versus Enigma Gaming. one of these teams is already preparing for the VCC. Like that's the bigger event, and that's the one place where you get to the last chance qualifiers for the VCT Masters. And let's see if Enigma Gaming is in form, if they are probably saving some strats, or are they going to give it their all?
Yeah, definitely something that has to be noticed here because they've got an opponent that is somebody that they cannot take in lightly. And look at that, just like that, we've gone already done with the agent selection. We've got a Viper on the sky and the Brimstone on one side of Enigma, whereas on the other side of things, we don't have a Viper actually. It's a double duelist setup, and
Hmm.
we've got a Jet and a Raze. That is a little bit interesting coming from the side of. Uh, Reckoning Esports, given that they know that this is a map. I'm pretty sure that they have an idea. This is a map where quite usually we see that double initiator, double controller setup come in, which has come in from. No, it's actually not. They have a Sage as well. It's a
Yep.
double controller, single initiator, one sentinel, and one duelist by the hands of Raw Fuel in the end. So,
Yeah.
okay, it's a very interesting set of lineups over here in terms of agent selection. So, I'm really excited to see what exactly is going to come of a result of these two teams because completely different lineups. How their approaches are going to be are obviously going to be a lot more different from each other. So, let's see what's going to happen. This is Enigma versus Reckoning, and the pistol round is in front of your eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Can we please just take a look at that butterfly knife once again? It's just so pretty. I know we shouldn't be focusing on skins, but it's just a bit too good. Sorry. My
Yeah, I
space
mean, I
for a
have to
moment.
agree with you. I have to agree with you. It definitely is a pretty knife, and we need to, talk about the beauty of this cosmetic as well. But whether or not it's going to be used as a win factor is of question because
Is of course, yeah.
knife don't. I mean, as much as a beauty it is, knives don't get you kills. Only weapons do, unless you're backstabbing somebody. But right now, Enigma are looking at a Reckoning who are trying to assert dominance towards the hooker position. They've got two players over there who've broken down the wall, and there's one player holding down B long. It's a very passive approach from Reckoning right up front, as
Yeah.
even gets spotted out by that Hound. And I'm not quite sure where they want to hit it. Looks like it might be B, as they're picking up the spike and coming up towards Hookah. They've got Raw Fuel, who's probably going to eat a
Uh-oh.
bullet. Yeah,
30
he's going to
seconds.
eat one to the head. It's gonna be, sorry, it was Bond F weighted to the head. Raw takes him down, my bad. As Panzer gets one in return, there's a lot of gunfire happening towards the B side. Raw caught off guard, and he's gonna give away his life as a result of that. Hika finds one back. He's got a lot of players in front of him, and hence he gets traded out. Juven picks up one more, as the last man standing, Batman, is left with a 1v3, which looks unlikely for him. Gets tagged down as well, and that's gonna be the end of him.
So Enigma were winning the information war, but they still couldn't win the round. I actually do not expect this from Reckoning Esports because you take a look at their lineup. Given that they have two duelists, I expected them to play a lot more aggressively, but they were actually pretty passive. So this was kind of unexpected from the side of Reckoning. They waited quite a long time for that barrier off by Hika to dissipate, and even then, even though they were trying to assert dominance towards Hookah, they were present on other parts of the map. You had Yuvan holding just outside of Path, you had one player on long, you still had one player outside A main, and by the time they, converged together, these guys had the advantage, and they assaulted very late. They assaulted with like there was like 30-something seconds left, which
Yeah.
could have been very risky. Now, this might have worked in the pistol round, but I don't know if it will work in a proper buy round. For now, we don't need to worry about proper buys. We only need to worry about quasi
Oh
buys,
boy.
and Batman just
Okay.
snuck past JN. Uh-oh. Batman snuck past JN, and nobody knows where he is. Jane was supposed to be watching their backstabs, but he's got no idea. And Batman will very soon discover the spike. Oh no! They've already won the round before it even starts. The only thing that Reckoning can do right now to secure the victory is actually pick up the kills. And without the spike, I don't know how useful these kills will be. And they're not even managing to get that. God, Mixie Batman is still winning with just their pistols. Trist
Oh, boy.
on the verge of dying. He gets peeked by the wrong players at the wrong time, and he's got only 20 HP left.
Turret destroyed.
And now they discover that the
Placing
spike
swarm
had
grenade.
been taken control of, but somehow
grenade out.
JN finds a way to recover it, and he's behind them right now. The backstabbers are being backstabbed, and now he hears the reload, dashes in to get those kills, and he clutches it.
What?
Oh, crisis averted. That could have been a disaster. It almost was a disaster. They somehow got control of the spike, but then they still lost it. I don't know how Enigma Gaming were able to get so much down in the first place. But hey, at least Reckoning still win the round. There won't be any bonus left. They will still have to reinvest into all their weapons, getting all the Phantoms and the Vandals. But at least you get the win. And for now, that's all that counts, honestly. This could have been a 1-1.
Yeah, but the one thing I did see over there was Batman turned his crosshair for a second before he took the fight onto Hookah or the last man. I don't exactly know what happened there, but maybe a little mouse glitch, whatever, but that's okay. For now, they've done enough damage that has forced Reckoning to buy into this round completely, as they've got pretty much the same kind of weapons that Enigma do. A huge push coming in towards A. Batman gets the first kill. He makes sure that there's no damage given from JN. The Jet has been eliminated. 4v5, Reckoning have a sort of side control, but they've got a lot of bullets that might be fired as soon as they go in for this plan. And there it is. Spamming's coming away from both the sides, but it's going to be Juven to find the kill onto AZ, as the U-Haul control has been given away. Hika finds one in return, though. Enigma are in a good position for this retake. 4v3, make it a 4v2, make it a 4v1. Hika comes up big, he gets a 3k. The battle stage comes online, but it's going to be Panzer to finally get one trade back. But that's all he's going to find, as Enigma looks like Batman wants to defuse for himself.
Alright, so Hika was able to get that triple kill, but you have to also give a lot of credit to SZ. A part of the reason why they were able to win the round is because of all the delaying tactics that SZ used. You see, the moment JN dashed in towards that U-Haul area, he made sure that JN did not have any more room. He used the snake bite right away to cover the U-Haul entrances. So that's why Enigma still had control of it going into the retake. They also did a lot of stuff to delay the plant as much as possible and buy time for the rotation to arrive. You had Batman use his Molotov just so that the spike plant could be stopped. And because it was delayed for those few seconds, the other teammates like Hika and Vexy were able to arrive in time.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. And now Enigma, they already have Hika with the resurrection ready, but right now I don't think it's going to matter because Ezzy has already got a kill onto a shot, and he's put his team in an advantageous position, at least in terms of men. And I mean, this shouldn't be too much of a problem for the side of Enigma. There's an eco for Reckoning, and look at that. The walls come up as soon as he hears that Altop being taken down, and the knives are out for JN. How much damage it can cause, though, is a question, because they're not in a position where they can get kills easily. All of the players of Enigma tucked into the sides, except for Raw Fuel being the only exception. But he's also being helped here by Hika. So, yeah, he's setting up a bait for him. This is going to be very interesting.
Let's see if they fall for it. And they fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Panzer stops him before too much damage is dealt. But in this eco round of sorts, getting these many kills is good. Bondef probably will not survive this. Oh, no, he did? Okay, that was unexpected. I thought Edgy would swing him wide the moment the spin shells were thrown. But he survives with 9 HP. And honestly, that's all that matters for now.
30 seconds left.
Spike. God Vexy isn't looking in his direction. And God Vexy has no trading potential as well. The flash does not reveal that he's here, since he will have to peek him. But yeah, there's not much that you can do at 9 HP. But hey, come on. You were never supposed to win in this one. It was just an eco, and you made them drop 3 weapons? That's good.
Definitely it is. It is pretty good. You know, coming onto an eco, dropping 3 weapons is always something that they would be hoping to do. A minimum of 3 weapons, and that's what they've done. Now, although that's hurt Enigma a little bit, but I don't think it's too much, because they still have a buy. They still have economy. And you can see that they've got armor across the board. They've got utility that they need. Everything's online for them. And here comes the first buy round fight between both of these teams, which is a little bit on the lower end for Reckoning, because 2 of their players are forced to play on half armor. How that's going to affect them, we're going to have to have a look. But the fight starts towards Hookah as Raw Fuel and Bond have exchanged paint shells. A little bit of damage chipped onto one side, which is Bond F, but not something that's going to harm them too much. Hika goes for the fight. Raw Fuel goes for the fight again. Excuse me. As another exchange of the same kind of utility comes in. The satchels thrown apart. And Easy is hoping for a fight. Yes, he is. He's looking towards Showers. He knows that they might just push in over here. And JN is going to do the same. Ika finds success. So does Ezzy, as Enigma have shut this round down in just a matter of seconds.
Just so clean. Enigma Gaming right now is definitely going for a default of sorts, and that's why Enigma don't push out anywhere. They hold their angles, they use all the utility to lay them even further. You see a little bit of hook aggression, wall it off. You see some bathroom aggression, smoke it off. Just do anything you can to keep Reckoning away from the sites for as long as possible. You know that Reckoning are gonna give you that respect. You know they won't bum rush you, at least not yet, not in the full buy round. So you can boil down time for as much as you want, and when there's like only 30-40 seconds left on the clock, Reckoning starts to get a little desperate. They start to push through the barrier orbs and the smokes. They stop anticipating counter pushes. Yeah, you wear out their patience, and then you win the round. That's the formula that Enigma have been using in this buy round. But going into Eco, I think Reckoning will be a lot more free and not that conservative. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, Easy. Trying to bait out Panzer to come into that smoke and give away his life. It looks like he's not going to do that. He knows that AZ is baiting him out, and there goes the snake bite. But the A-shot position is being heavily contested. Batman is taking care of it. I don't know how Juven got so far in enemy lines, but he got
Enemy
one
down.
kill. Panzer finds the head of Batman. As in a 2v3, Reckoning have already done enough damage, I believe. Hika takes down Panzer. The fake plant comes in, but Trist is not going to get a kill on the back of it. As they drop 2 weapons, but I don't think that's going to hurt Enigma at all. Because look at their economy, Chris. Everybody is on the minimum of 4 grand credits. The lowest is 4.3, which is Ezzy. And there's no problem at all. They've got 4 ultimates at the ready as well. So they've got credits for ages and ages now.
Exactly. It's almost like their pockets run so deep that they will never have to worry about buying for the next 2 or 3 rounds. Which means the pressure is now on Reckoning. And that's why you can see that they've taken this tactical timeout. They've been, for the 3 rounds that we have seen so far, have been trying to go for these defaults of sorts. Of course, in an eco round where you don't have much to lose, they decided to go quickly towards the A site. They had only one player, that was Panzer, just outside of path. Everyone else went in from A shot. But that was just an eco. Let's see how potent this was. They were able to get 2 kills. I wouldn't say that's great. It's decent. I mean, for at least in my personal opinion, a good eco round is when you are able to make the opponent drop 3 expensive weapons. That's a good eco round, in my opinion. But 2 kills, not that bad. At least now they figured out what the setup of Enigma Gaming looks like on A. And the fact that Yuven was able to get so deep into enemy territory, it kind of gives them hope, right? There was a little chink in the armor that he was able to exploit. Now, we don't know what that chink was, but hey, Yuven knows, and we might just see him do it again.
Yeah, we definitely might. Right now, it is a full buy on both sides, but Ezzy is not going to let them activate any of those weapons onto the A-shot position, as the Viper Spit has come online over here. JN is in that pit, and he's giving away his HP slowly. He's going to be down to 1. I'm not quite sure if he wants to peek this angle at this time, but there is an orbiter strike with Zeddy as well, and there it is. Easy timing. He knew exactly when to throw down that snake bite, and he gets the kill. And oh my god, Jay, and that's what you get for fighting against the poison of the Viper, man. What a beautiful play, honestly. He timed that perfectly, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't think Ezzy himself was expecting a kill in a situation like this. But take a look at this. After picking up the skill on shot, we have the players of Enigma already pushing out of B long. And they have so much information. They know that this rush from the side of Reckoning is coming in from bathroom. And they're about to corner them. Enigma Gaming, they already have won the map control battle. Now all they need to do is crush everyone that they see. They're still brave enough to push through the cloud. Oh, and then get the kill on Twizzy. This should be big. This is the opening that they needed. More to follow. Rawfuel will be able to stop them from getting in towards the U-Hauled area, but it doesn't matter. Backstab's already here. This round was over long before they died. And even after getting the kill onto Ezzy, things wouldn't have improved for them. Yeah, sure, they were able to get the Viper Spit offline, but that only means that they can move in towards the A site from a shot. They did not have bathroom control, even though they committed so many players over there. And before they could even plant, the backstabs were there. The players of Enigma had started to push out of long the moment they did not see any activity over there.
Yeah.
And they knew exactly what Reckoning were up to.
Yeah, just a amazing hold over there by Enigma. That first kill that Ezzy got was all they needed, and on the backs of it, his teammates pushed in from B. They got the backstab, they've got the kills by the hands of raw fuel. Everything was just perfect. And now, Reckoning, they've given away 5 rounds to the hands of Enigma, and they're looking for something. They're desperately looking for a round now because they picked this map. And I don't think they're feeling too happy about the first half. Here goes the big bad showstopper, and it's gonna give him a kill. Raw fuel at the perfect time runs away. He knew that Bondef was gonna try to retreat, and he gets that kill onto him. But the rest of the teammates of Bondef are milling out to the side. I don't think they're allowed to stay there for too long, though. Hika finds the one person that was on side, but there's 2 trades coming in from Trist and Panzer. The grenade goes in again from the hands of Raw Fuel as Trist is down low. All he needs is 1 bullet in his body. Raw is gonna give it to him, and so does Panzer. Both of those players were so low that all they needed was just 1 bullet, and the players of Enigma are gonna feed it to them as they pick up round number 6, and quite a bit of an step up over here after losing out those 2 rounds, isn't it, Grips?
Oh, definitely. I feel like the problems of Reckoning Esports are just going to continue more and more if they continue to play passively. I mean, these 2 rounds, Enigma were able to win, but in such different fashions. In the previous round, the backstab was already online before the plant came through. In this round, the rotation was already online, and they never even had to go for the backstab. Enigma had their players in the right place at the right time, and that too without information. That was just pure predicting. And that was Reckoning going for a very one-dimensional push. Let's see if this time they're able to switch things up, which is kind of two-dimensional. They have multiple people heading down the B-long corridor, all of whom will be discovered by the Trailblazer. But they've just got one lurker in the form of Trist, who's just outside of Bath. Now, Trist has to sell a fake over here, and he's gonna have to be the best goddamn salesman in the world for him to pull that off.
Yeah. Right now, Reckoning have got 4 players committed towards B long. They've left 1 player towards A. I'm not quite sure what exactly the game plan is because Rafuel's gonna take down 1 of them. He's gonna take down 2. He's looking for a 3rd. He's not gonna get it though. No. Trist finds success on the other side of the map, and just like that, Reckoning have somehow found success and they've taken down 3 players of Enigma. And although Hika has the ultimate, and there it is, it's gonna be popped up. Rafuel comes back to life, ladies and gentlemen. 3v3 now. The retake. I mean, if the plan goes down, it's definitely going to be a retake. But guess who's here to stop them? It's gonna be Batman. Finds 1. But he's going to eat a bullet of that sheriff right to his head. As a 2v2 retake situation has come in. And Enigma looking like they want to force stage 2. They're going right for it.
1 enemy
Hika trades off Raw Fuel. And now the last man standing is Yuven with 22 HP and a sheriff of all weapons. I mean, he knows where Hika is. Oh, this could be dangerous. Hika not looking in the right direction. Might just give off a little bit of information, but it's gonna be missed by Yuven. He just, oh what? Yuven!
Bro, that was disgusting. That was legit very good. Yeah, this time Enigma made quite a lot of mistakes. Let's see. First of all, you had those 2 players give up their kills on B. Now, it wasn't supposed to happen. I thought they will still be able to win the duels, especially when they were up against just a bunch of Spectres and Sheriffs. But yeah, you get a little too overconfident. You try to peek them one by one, and of course, someone will eventually tap you out. So I think Enigma got a little too cocky over here on the B side. The revival came through, but then Badman was alone on the A side. He was able to get 1 kill, but then he peeked for more. And of course, oh no, he dodges the Boombot and up drops to get that kill. Very great opening by JN. Oh goodness, that was disgusting. That was fast. See, this is the change in pace that I was looking for from the side of Reckoning. Even in the previous round, these guys were able to isolate these kills, and Enigma to some extent ended up giving them individual 1v1 fights. And that's the same thing that's happening this time around as well. As Ezzy got taken down with no one to trade him out.
Yeah, and look at them, Reckoning. They got that first pick and they've slowed off and they're moving towards B now. Rafuel is finally going to be able to find a trade for his team as he came from the B side to help out his teammates. Leaving Hika alone on the B side. And this might just be a little bit of a tricky one for them. Hika has to defend this all by himself. Rafuel has come in along with God Vexy, but Hika seems like he needs no help. He got 2 of his own. Rafuel comes in for 1, and suddenly Reckoning, the round that should have been theirs, it looked like it could have been theirs, fell apart absolutely in a matter of,
seconds left.
I don't even know, moments, just a few moments. And what was a 4v5 went down now to a 3v1 with Enigma taking the upper hand, and Trist, he's left alone to wonder what exactly he can do and what happened in this round, because any second now, yeah, there it is. Batman is going to find his head for himself as Enigma put up round number 7 on the board, and a half which they're already going to be pretty happy with.
Yeah, they're already going to be pretty happy with it, but I'm happy for Reckoning. Not only they didn't win the round, but I'm happy because these guys were able to do something different. We've seen Reckoning go for these default plays of sorts, where they split up across the map and hit each area at the same time. But this time, we had JN dash in and get that early kill onto Ezzy. Now, after that happened, Reckoning Esports showed some presence on A, continued to threaten that area, and then later faked towards the B side. Yeah, that's a different story that Hiccup was able to defend it by himself, but the fake worked. Enigma Gaming fell for it.
Yeah.
Of course, you didn't win the round, but hey, at least you know that the information war isn't completely going in the favor of Enigma. At least for now. You've got a little bit of war, but I don't think Reckoning will be able to do much about it. Anyway, they would never. Yeah, but that's the silver lining. You know that you can fake out Enigma to some extent, so you might want to use that in the last round.
Yeah, I mean, there's not too much that, Reckoning have found success in terms of they're playing out of what the side of Enigma are doing. They're trying to pull out, a few strings. They're trying to stretch them out. They're trying to, like you said, they cancel out a fake. But even though they tried it, it worked only maybe once. 8 rounds have gone in the favor of Enigma, and maybe the 9th as well could go in, as the B side is confirmed to be open by the side of God Vexy. He knows that there's nobody towards B long, and that should be right, because Lockwood's been called in to rotate, as the A side looks like it's going to be heavily hit now by the side of Reckoning. Ultimate's being deployed. The Hunter's Fury might just find some success. Ooh. I think that dog from God Vexy is what stopped Ezzy from dying, because I think Yuvan would have hit that kill.
Exactly, Ezzy's he survived by the skin of his teeth. You had Vexy throw in that Trailblazer from the teleporters all the way from B long to A path, and that's what's
Prepare for hellfire!
Orbitals try to clear out U-Haul, and the dash comes in. Batman ignores the dash. This is great, because now he can play on the back of that one way, and they will never check this angle. Batman needs to step up, but Trist is able to kill him before he can cause too much damage. Rockfield is just trying to use all his utility, his ultimates, to make sure that he can get a couple of kills. The Boombot spots out. Whoa, he spots out.
Last player standing.
After that, it just doesn't happen.
30
Getting
seconds
isolated.
left.
This could have been big. He could have killed Panzer over there. But hey, there is a lockdown available, which will keep God Vexy on his toes for a second. The Heaven area isn't completely covered by the lockdown, so there is a Sky Smoke to cover it. But he's gonna try to sneak his way inside instead of giving away information. One week we require of him, so this could be difficult. And all of them are playing towards the U-Haul area, which means clearing out that area is gonna be very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, 8-4 half, I don't think it's going to be too much of a disappointment for the side of Enigma. They're going to be happy with it. They've got 4 rounds of a lead. As God Vexy, he's given away his position. He's going to go for the tap-in. He's got 3 players to kill. He actually gets 2! God Vexy, okay, scared a little bit. He scared me and probably the side of Reckoning a little bit, but the time was too far gone for him to get the run for his team. But he did get 2 kills, so... I mean, that's the most I think he could have gotten from that round.
Yeah, impressive.
Reckoning, they got 4 rounds on the board. Crips, do you think that's enough for a comeback, or are Enigma going to run away with this?
I don't know if it's enough for a comeback, but I'm starting to notice some patterns over here. You see, in the entire first half, Enigma needed to push out to gather information only once. Out of the 12 rounds, they only pushed once. The other times, Enigma were just holding their angles, holding their defaults, and Reckoning Esports were giving them a bit too much respect. And Reckoning Esports were just assaulting very, very late. They were trying to go for these fakes and defaults of sorts, but that was nothing against the default of Enigma. Only when they decided to combine their forces and hit a particular site with everything they've got, that's when Reckoning Esports were able to succeed. So, from the first half, you learn that Reckoning Esports are good at brute force, but not so much at holding. Let's see if that pattern repeats itself when they go into defense.
Interesting Nanoswarm over there, right on middle of the box that stops them from even moving in a little bit close. But right now, where they're moving in is U-Haul. Trist is going to be waiting for them, and he takes down Raw Fuel as Panzer's going to come to his help and takes one more down for himself. A retake position has come in for Reckoning. They're in a 4v3, but I'm not quite sure if Enigma are going to give this one up. They're holding a pretty good position towards the U-Haul. All three of them, again, they are pretty much doing what Reckoning did in the previous round. He's going in for it, Batman. He gets one. Bondef is going to trade him back, and now they're not going to go towards U-Haul. They're all going back towards the site where it is the spike planted against them. The wall was there still until now, as Bondef looks to find success, and he will towards the U-Haul position. Is he left alone? 1v3. He needs to get the diffuser. He gets one. The diffuse still being stuck, and it's going to go down for sure. The time, it is there. 2 seconds, more than enough for the side of Reckoning to secure this round as they get the pistol, and this should be a start of what they could call a comeback, or at least pull themselves back to level scores.
Bond finally stepping up for his team. He's only got 6 kills so far, but this time he was very impactful. His paint shells are what forced Badman to give up on his position and push them instead, and that is what ended up giving them the man advantage. After that, they were also able to find Hika through that little tiny gap in the smoke, and that's basically when the round crumbled. That's when it fell on its head. They already had the man advantage to go with, but after that, it became even better. He's already died towards Path. We might see another murder towards Long. Oh, okay. He survives at 5 HP. He takes a dink through the better and lives to tell the tale. Lucky man, that guy. But they don't have a healer, so he'll have to continue through the round with 5 HP. Luckily, they have a 2-man advantage. So yeah, that 5 HP shouldn't really bother him much.
Right here.
And Jin probably will act as a sacrificial lamb so that he can continue his team, and then they follow up, hopefully trade well on the back of him.
Yeah, they're definitely looking for some fodder that they can find Enigma. They just want that kill onto Tiago. They know, sorry, JN. Read out the name wrong, but they definitely know that he's low and they would want his kill, and Hika might just find it if he runs around the corner, and he actually will there. He finds the kill onto JN. That's probably all they wanted in this round, to drop at least one weapon. Hika looking good to drop, no. That's just about as I was going to say. Yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, good anti-eco by Reckoning Esports. They avoid damage. They're still able to continue with their Spectres. This will be a bonus round. And given that they have only one smoker, they can't utilize their Spectres too much to create one-ways and whatnot, and play from far away. So they will have to play up close and personal along with these weapons.
Yeah. Right now, it is a side of Reckoning who need to do exactly what Crips told. They need to play up close and personal. They need to get into close corners to get the fight. And looks like Bondef is going to try to do the same towards a shot. Batman is spotted out, and he's looking like he might want to win this fight. He expected a push coming in, and that's exactly why he tucked himself back. Bondef not going to find any sort of success towards that A-shot push. He's going to come back to the A side, as JN actually has a pretty good position. He's pushed up towards Hookah, and he's not going to move from there. He knows that he does not have the weaponry good enough to get the fights onto the backstab, because he knows that Enigma will be expecting this, as Batman is looking in that direction. He's holding on, but I don't think he's going to find anything.
Yeah, but because Jahan has already moved into its hookah, they know that Enigma aren't coming towards the B side, and that's why you can see a 4-man stack on the A side from the side of Reckoning. Enigma are about to walk into a trap, they just don't know it yet. Pain shells exchange to deny the plant, but the plant will still come through because it doesn't care. The barrier off will grant them a safe plant, and all of a sudden, all this information advantage has been negated, and both the teams are back on even ground.
Vexy sprays down 2. Both of them try to assert the shove-up push and get the control for themselves, but that's not going to happen. JN's backstab has been completely denied by Batman as he finds his head with a bulldog. Got Vexy, finally going to be taken down. No more menacing from the Shah's position, and now they get concentrated on the side, but guess what? Time's far too gone. Men have fallen too fast, and what? Raw Fuel, I don't even know how he spotted that, because I honestly couldn't see that. Pixel peek by him is going to allow him to get that kill. And an easy round for Enigma over here. Perfect execution by them towards the A-shot position. As, I mean, it pretty much we expected that, given that it wasn't bonus round for the side of Reckoning. But I feel like Reckoning could have honestly gotten that round if they had played a little bit more passively.
I mean, I don't know if they could have played passively or aggressively. I mean, they had a little bit of both. JN's position gave them all the information they needed. Reckoning were able to stack the A site, but even after having 4 people over there, they were not able to defend it. So I don't even know what went wrong over there. I think the execute from Enigma certainly was beautiful, because if you can make that push work even against a 4-stack, you're definitely doing something right. Reckoning Esports had the trap ready for Enigma, but Enigma walked right past that trap. They ignored it like a bear ignores a bear trap, and then they sprung it in reverse. So, very good job by Enigma over here. I mean, to some extent, Reckoning did everything correctly, and they did no mistakes, but even after making no mistakes, if Enigma is able to win, it just means that they are that much cleaner.
I have to agree with you there. Enigma have looked like the better team so far, at least 9-6 half. They are on the lead as they've got a little bit of a advantage in terms of at least the way they play as a team. They know how to work around their teammates. They know how to support each other, and that's exactly what they've been doing so far. This execute was, an example of that. And they've even got individual flair, like how Godvexy just praised down 2 people who came to attack him. In a 2v1, you would usually expect that as soon as one person has gone down on the side which has 2 people, there would be a trade, but Godvexy got both, and that shows even the individual brilliance of these people on the side of Enigma as well.
Exactly. And it's not even like they lined up for him or something. No, Godvexy was able to spray transfer onto the other guy.
Yeah. Now, Reckoning, they have a bit of work to do. They have some ground to cover, and as a result of that, they've got a little bit of a desperate buy coming over here. They've got a operator in the hands of JN. Finally, something different that's going to be coming in. I don't think we've seen an operator so far, have we, Crips?
No, we haven't.
And that's exactly why JN is looking to throw us off.
Yeah, and this time Jane's going to be positioning himself on the A side, a little bit above, maybe. This might just catch 1 or 2 people off guard. Mostly 1. He's going to fire a shot and get back, but this is a glass cannon. If he takes 3 bullets by any weapon, he's dead.
Yeah. Right now, he's looking in the right direction. He might just find Eze. Eze. He's so good with that. He knew when to look at, but it doesn't matter because Jane's going to find the kill on the Hika anyway. And there's going to be no heals for the side of Enigma. As the Seekers come out, Rafuel has climbed into enemy lines. He goes right in, actually, so far ahead into the defender side. He's going to try to find a kill, but he's going to give away his life instead from the heavens. No, from the side position. Trist gets 1. Bondef comes with a showstopper. He's definitely going to find 1. Yes, he is. Fires in the right direction. Batman gets a trade back. It looks like Reckoning are going to make good use of that glass cannon operator as it finds 2. And that's all they needed. The rest of Reckoning have done the work around JN to support him as Reckoning put up round number 7 on the board. And that was a very impressive hold. They were aggressive at first. They let JN go in for that pick. He gets it and they go all the way back because they knew that Rafuel was running right in. And they let Enigma have the side and then they went back into it. And they did not even let them plant because the kills came so effortlessly for them.
Exactly. I kind of feel like Enigma overextended to some bit. I mean, they had control off the side. They could have easily gone in for the plant. They had U-Haul control as well, but they overextended beyond it. You had Rafuel go all the way towards defender base so that he could throw in those paint shells and whatnot. Done by Trist, and nobody came in from paths. That means that they were able to get those kills. This time, once again, Reckoning Esports are able to pick up all the kills right at the start, but this is just painful, so probably Enigma won't be too sad about it. But yeah, it just goes to show that Reckoning Esports, once they decide to give up this area, it's actually working in their favor because then they play with numbers. They make Enigma make mistakes. They let them walk into their own traps, going in for those kills one by one, individually overextending. They happen in both the rounds, even in the previous one and even in this eco round. So yeah, that's something that Enigma Gaming did in both, and Reckoning Esports were able to punish that. This time even with a flawless round. So this just is, it keeps on getting better for the side of Reckoning because now they don't have to reinvest. Their economy is building up. It's looking pretty healthy. They have 5,000 bucks to spare, extra in the pocket. So yeah, if they can just keep making Enigma, dig a deeper hole for themselves, then Reckoning will definitely be able to climb out of their hole.
For sure, and they're just one step away from getting out of that hole, Reckoning. They've got 9-8 scoreline up for themselves now. They're just one round away from making it level. And it looks like Jane is going for another aggressive peek in a different position this time. Trist has an idea that Rafuel is lurking around that Aisha's position, and look at where Bondev's already positioned. Oh my god, these guys, they left
So
Hookah. I think this is the third time they're leaving Hookah, and Reckoning have taken control of it, and they've gone so far deep. And look at that again, the same rotation, 4-man. This time though, are they going to be able to hold it is the question, Chris, because last time they didn't have so much success doing that.
Yeah, this time they will have smokes to cover their tracks, but JN still has his eyes open. He can at least get the kill onto God Bexy if it decides to come out of path, but they're never gonna come through. Plant goes in, and Badman's gonna put down an orbital strike. That's gonna force the players of Reckoning to either fight him or flee, and it decides to take it to the fight. Viper's Pit has been committed as well. So many ultimates being used by Enigma so that they can confirm the victory. But Bondef could change things over here. If he can get the kill onto Ezzy, this will be definitely very, very impactful. The Boombot, it spots out more people. And they both offer him 1v1 duels. Ezzy down to very low HP. This is looking so stressful. At least he's got the white still online. But he'll be able to get the kill on JN. And he doubles up. Once again, Enigma Gaming, they got a little too close for comfort. I mean, to some extent, Reckoning Esports were doing a good job because they had lines of sight, they had good control as well off the map. They had the backstab, and as soon as the backstab from the side of, I believe it was Bondef came in, the players of Reckoning started to stack the ace side. But even then, the Enigma Gaming players, they knew that if they delay the spike plant, then they will lose the round. That's why you saw we had Ezzy stick the defuse, even though he was tanking Molotov damage. And because of that, Enigma were able to assert their win conditions. And then they threw in all the ultimates just to secure the round. The Orbital Strike, Viper's Pit, they spared no expense to make sure that they have this 10th round on board.
Absolutely. And as a result, they've got it. And they still have two ultimates left. They've got one very damaging one and the other one which can potentially bring them back in man disadvantage position if they're put in that. Right now, JN looks like he wants to put them over there as he gets one kill and he runs away. That's all he needs. And he's going to give his team the man advantage. The revive should be coming in, but Hika's in a position where he cannot go back right now. He's looking to attack Hookah along with his teammates. Raw Fuel will find one as the 4v4 situation has been established. The ultimates on both sides are very different. They've got 5 very unique ultimates online right now. 2 for the side of Enigma, and one of them has already been activated, and it's going to be of no use. Raw Fuel going in for that fast attack, but it's not going to work out. The showstopper is going to be rendered useless as here comes another ultimate. The Hunter's Fury does not spot out one, but look at where he's shooting. Completely wrong angles. Juven does not get success himself either. The plant has gone down, and Reckoning are forced to a 4v4 retake. Make that a 4v5 as Reckoning are now finding themselves in deeper water.
Water seems to be very, very choppy for now. The lockdown is there, but I don't think it's going to force anyone into an uncomfortable position. They're still holding Hookah and Long, which is something that they would have held anyway. They have to pick up these fights. They've got no choice. They need to force the issue over here. And it seems like there is no forcing. The moment you try to win these fights, Enigma Gaming are going to shower lead upon you. Very good hold by Enigma. And they deliberately revived Batman late into the round because at that time when the revive comes through, you will know that there's 2 people towards Long, but then hey, what are you going to do with that information? You would have expected that anyway. So they waited for the plant to go down, and this is something that Enigma have been doing. Even though utility, anti-plant utility, be more specific, is being committed, like let's say the Molotov in the previous round or the Hunter's Fury in this round, Enigma Gaming still stick the spike plant, even though Reckoning Esports are using all these utilities and ultimates to stop them from planting. Enigma have recognized that if they delay the spike plant even a little bit, then Reckoning will rotate very quickly, they will stack the site quickly, and they can't let them stack. That's why Enigma Gaming have been just so desperate.
I have to agree there. But the one thing that I, noticed was Reckoning, they knew that they saw a revive coming in, right? They were on the disadvantage. And JN knowing that there's probably going to be 2 players out towards B long, he just wide peeks them and he does not get any success with the knives. But hey, that's a mistake for the past and mistake for them to probably reckon in the matches to come. As right now, Enigma have the lead 11-8, and they've got weaponry that might be useful, but Bondef is gonna make use of his own Phantom. and takes down Batman pretty easily, to be honest, as he retreats back, is still holding down B long. They've got 3 players over here, and looks like they've read this pretty well, Reckoning.
Launching smoke.
Yeah, they've almost always been getting good reads, but this time it's a 3-man stack towards the B side. Much better than a 4-man stack. At least it's easier to deal with. But then how do you deal with the showstopper? And how do you deal with UN?
Spike down,
All
B.
these skills are going in the favor of Reckoning, and it seems like this is a lost cause unless Raw Fuel is able to rescue them.
Fuel. He needs to be the man that Enigma need to count upon right now in these kind of rounds, as Panzer, he actually survives that. I thought that as he was going to throw it into that Radiant box corner, but yeah, he's safe for now. They don't know where he is. They've got 2 players towards B over here,
30
Reckoning.
seconds left.
One of whom has an ultimate available, the Orbital Strike, and he could use it for good measure to clear out an angle for himself, but I don't think he's going to do that. They want Enigma to come into this. They want them to come for the plant because there's no time. They can't go to the A side anymore. Raw Fuel walks in, as he comes in from hookah, and they need to check that corner where the Brimstone is sitting. There's 10 seconds left. 1 kill goes in the favor of Panzer, and Trist comes in to help him out as well, as Reckoning are gonna find round number 9, and they're not too far behind. They give away a round, they pull one back, and that's how it's been the case for pretty much the last couple of rounds. They still are having a little bit of a problem though. They're not able to capitalize completely on the kills that they're getting. This round they did, but they need a little bit more. They need a little bit more energy, right? And I mean, I don't know what exactly is missing, but clearly Enigma have the upper hand no matter what they do. This round, yeah, for sure has gone in the favor of Reckoning, but that does not rule out Enigma. Even though they've got Sheriffs, it still does not rule out their victory.
Yeah, and this time, usually what you see on an eco is like a coordinated rush towards one of these sides, but instead, Enigma are going for a default of sorts. Now, they haven't done this in any of their buy rounds, which is usually the place to do it.
Is he?
Very
back.
early to mid-wind. I don't know why he's doing it this early, but
Yeah.
hey, I guess that was just a little bit of brain games. Unnecessary risk, but he walks away with it scot-free, so why not?
He's going to be sitting inside the teleporter, as the rest of his teammates are actually looking to hit towards the B side. The smoke is going to prevent them for the next couple of seconds, as Enigma are now deciding where to go. And they are going to be deciding against the B side. They've left Raw Fuel here alone to probably find somebody on the backstab, as the rest of them walk towards A, where they've got both the duelists sitting, waiting for them. Bond F and JN holding down A shot and showers respectively, as a very noisy Enigma running in straight. They're gonna find U-Haul control. They're gonna find the plant as well, I believe. Oh, Hiccup almost ate the bullets to his face, and he's gonna survive that.
30
He
seconds left.
looks like he wants to get the plant. They're looking for it. It's not happening. The orbital strike comes in. Hiccup's probably gonna die. Yes, he will. No plant for
down
Enigma.
A.
And it was just too late. I think Hika could have just stuck that plant without any fear. They might have probably had something to work around with this on, but Reckoning, they're going to deny them even that. Time's run out, and Reckoning have done just enough to win this on, I believe.
10 seconds left.
Yeah, there's no
Last
time to
player
plant the spike
standing.
as well. They realize that Enigma is desperately going for those plants every time, and because they're able to get the spike plant, they are also able to get the rounds in most cases. So Reckoning just do everything that they can to avoid that. They've been learning, they've been adapting. I found it a little bit weird that Enigma went for a default in an eco round, and then they go for these pushes in the buy rounds, which is, you know, supposed to be the opposite of sorts. But hey, as long as Enigma defaults work, I think Reckoning will be in trouble. This time though, Reckoning have identified the win condition, that is to not let Enigma plant, and that's why they were able to just put out so many utilities. They wanted to make sure that the spike never got planted, never hit the ground, and it stays up in the sky.
Enigma, they need to be careful now. Reckoning are right on their tail, and this could get a little ugly if they are not careful about what's happening. Raw Fuel does not get spotted out, and he's looking for the kill. He gets spotted out finally, but it doesn't matter. Raw Fuel gets the kill anyway, and he takes down the boombot as well. Throws in the paint shells to get some ground for him, but he's stuck in a corner. He has a flash to his help, and he's gonna be able to successfully get back. On the other side of things, Panzer has pushed up towards Showers, takes down Batman. No more smokes available for the side of Enigma, and now they're gonna have to play around with the wipe up lineups, which as he has put up towards A, he picks up the orb, the poison orb, as the plan should be going down any second. Now Trist around the corner is gonna find Hika. Hika not looking in the right direction. He did not expect somebody to push in through that nano swarm, but on the behind of it, Trist finds success. He's gonna get another one Ezzy over here. Trades going in back and forth. Enigma still on the back lines. They've got a 2-player against a 3-player. Make that 2v2. Enigma, they look like they want this round desperately and they're working towards it. The plant has already gone down. Time ticking. And they just need to hold down these angles.
Yeah, but then you check a lot of angles as well. I'm talking about Reckoning over here. They have to be very, very meticulous and thorough.
Oh,
but
boy.
they see Rafuel's guns taken out and they pre-fire that box. Flashes don't find anyone, which means Vexy will have to fight this one head on. After he's done, Jin has the time to disengage, take a peek, and then get back on his fight.
Is that important?
Damn. Okay. Enigma. You had a convincing lead. You had an 8-4 half. You had a lot of room to play around with, but I think that you kind of misused that room, and now it's been taken over by Reckoning. They've built up their momentum and they've taken the 11th round for themselves. As Enigma, I don't think they have a pretty good buy this on. Yeah, it is an eco. They've got Sheriffs and 1 Spectre, and this probably could be Reckoning's chance to take this all home, Crips.
This could very well be Reckoning's chance. Look at how aggressively they're playing towards B long. They're making that Raze push up already. And he might just be able to catch Rafuel over here while transitioning. And they double peek him. That's it. Bye-bye, Rafuel. You are deleted, son. And with that, B-Long controls safely in the favor of Esports. They can go for the A stack now. And that's what happens when you try to push through the poison cloud. You're already very low on health and vulnerable.
Yeah, okay.
And Trist is just cleaning everyone up.
Right.
Taking the bugs out of the house. Pest control has arrived and he wants to get rid of these little pesky buggers to take the match point for himself.
Oh
Do you
my
think we're going to
word.
overtime?
I don't know. I really don't know. Given, I really want to say that Reckoning will probably finish this one off. I really think that they've got the momentum that they need. As on the other side of things, the utility is not that great. They have things to work with, but I'm not quite sure how far ahead Enigma gonna pull this up. Given that you know, Reckoning have pulled up a very commendable second half performance over here. And it looks like they might want another one. Okay, Bondef, that's it. It's probably gonna be it. It's a 3v5. Reckoning have put probably the final nails in the coffin of Enigma. And in a comeback fashion, nonetheless, they might just win this one out unless the side of Enigma pull out a 3v5 clutch over here. Ultimate's being thrown in the last round. Juven trying to find some success. He's not gonna get anything as Rafuel is looking to put his team in a position where they can at least fight for this. Bondef is right around the corner. He hears Rafuel walking down and he's going to take advantage of the sound cue and he's going to get another kill. Bondef, his game sense and sound sense is so perfect and that's going to be it. Yeah, this is done and dusted. Enigma have given away their lead. Enigma have given away what should have been their map.
Unless as he has something to say about it. He's got the Viper's bit online. Spike available as well. He can go into the plant, but they double peek him.
Defenders win.
Good crossfire over there, held by Panzer. Playing along with his fellow Killjoy, making sure that he will have to switch his crosshairs really, really fast in order to get to the other head. And that was just not possible at all. Clean victory over here by Reckoning Esports. They were able to bring it back in such a stylish manner too. And while their first half looked lackluster, I did mention that they were playing a little too passively. I'm actually glad that they turned up the aggression when they were in defense. So yeah, it worked really, really well for them. They play aggressively when it matters and where it matters. And that's how they were able to do the job. That's how they were able to get the win. That too having such a big disadvantage. It seemed like the 8-4 scoreline never bothered them at all.
Yeah, it definitely did because they had a beautiful comeback coming over there and it was absolutely brilliant the way Reckoning played around the second half. They did not give up. They played methodically. They played strategically. When they had to be aggressive, they were aggressive. Like so many pushes that we saw towards that B long position. How many times was that, you know, abused by Reckoning? We're going to see that in the match highlights as Reckoning have put up a performance for the ages. I'm pretty sure they're going to be very happy with this scripts because when you're 8-4 down, your hopes kind of dwindle a bit and you know you think that okay, you know what, maybe we try to fight a little bit and if we do not get success, we just, you know, in a couple of first few rounds we're just gonna let it go to the map number 2 and maybe fight out over there and breeze. But they did not give up until the very end and Reckoning have put up a very good statement over here, I would believe, to other teams as well in their group that we're here to fight and we're no team that you can take as a joke, as they have beaten Enigma in their home map of bind as they. I mean, Enigma, they got to be very careful in Breeze because I really think that Reckoning might just take this one 2-0 given the back of this performance.
Yeah, but there is one thing that Reckoning was doing, and that is give too much respect to Enigma Gaming. They were never able to push when it mattered. Like, there were a few pushes from the side of Reckoning, but those were only desperate pushes, and that too when they were feeling super confident. Otherwise, in the entirety of the first half, I felt like Reckoning were just playing a bit too passively and letting Enigma take all the map control they want. That's why they were able to, how do I say this, put 4 rounds on the board. Yeah, sure, there were some rounds where Reckoning stacked a particular site, but
Mhm.
that was also because they were able to get information just in the nick of time. And unfortunately, the rotations did not arrive too quickly. That's why Enigma still was able to walk away with the lead in the first half. But they, in the second half, when Reckoning are the ones who are on the defensive side, their passiveness helps them out quite a lot because they don't end up giving those early frags to Enigma. You can't give frags away if you don't fight right at the start.
Yeah, that is true. Enigma, they had the upper hand for so very long. They had the advantage that they wanted. 8-4, 9-6, I believe they were. They went up even 11-8 after that. And I thought at the end of that, it's probably going to be it. I really thought that Enigma were going to, shut this one out after they should have gotten the match point, which was not given to them. It went all the way towards the last round. Reckoning held them on their feet for as long as they could. They put a rope around their bodies and they said, nah, you're not going to that match point mark and we're going to be here to stop you. They pulled them back. They went riding on the momentum that Enigma themselves had, and they surfed their way towards that victory. What a beautiful play by Reckoning, honestly. Commendable for sure. And now on the map of Breeze is going to be a lot more of an interesting matter because there was no mid here, and like you said, it's all about mid. So completely different maps, completely different approaches to these maps as well. Are Enigma going to find success and going to take us to a third map is of question. But for now, we're going to take a teeny tiny little small break, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to be back with this amazing matchup. Don't go anywhere. This is very high octane action packed match, one of the best that you will probably see only in the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen region. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We've got Reckoning and Enigma to battle it out for the victory.
Hey guys, welcome back to LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WB Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I hope you guys have got your Red Bull cans beside you already. If you haven't got them already, go ahead and scan this QR code and you'll get them right away. We need this energy because I think this is going to go the distance. I have a feeling this thing will go on to map number 3. Reckoning
Mm-hmm.
Esports were already able to pick up Bind, and it was by a narrow margin, 13-11. But I love the way how Reckoning adjusted to this thing. They were starting to force errors out of Enigma Gaming by the time the match was coming to a close. At first, Reckoning were giving Enigma a bit too much respect and a bit too much map control, but then later on, Reckoning were able to make up for that lack of map control by very good rotations, timely side stacks, and sometimes they pushed, which gave them just enough information to make a calculated stack. And even though their aggression was not as much in the face like it was from the side of Enigma, it was just enough to make them put the right pieces in the right places.
Mm-hmm.
They were like it was almost like playing a game of chess, and the more information you have about what's going on in your enemy minds, then you will be able to position your chess pieces better.
Fair enough. That is pretty true. But right now, in this game of chess, the lead has already been taken by Reckoning. They've got a pretty good advantage on Enigma of having an entire map in their name. Are they going to be able to take Breeze? Is honestly, it's a. I would still say that Enigma have the upper hand over here, given that this is their map choice, and they've probably played Breeze more than Reckoning because I think this is the first time that we are going to see Reckoning on Breeze. So it's definitely going to be interesting. I want to see how exactly they have prepared for this map, if at all they have, that is, or if they're just going to be eyeballing it and going in for the raw aim duels and just working around with what they feel and if they've got any strategies or not. But right now, Enigma definitely are going to be feeling the heat as we're going to be heading into the agent selection screen, and they're going to need these agents, which are going to be precisely what is going to help them win out this map. Given that they might have a different approach to it, it doesn't look like it. They've got the usual. They've got AZ again on the Viper. They've got Batman on the Cypher, as the rest of the teammates are going to be locking in the Jet, Sova, and Sky. The dual initiator and one single duelist, as it is a little bit interesting, given that the other side of things it is again the same, but the only difference being that there is a double controller setup and a double initiator, no sentinel crypts. Do you think that might be somewhat of a difference maker, given that there's no Killjoy, no Cypher, nothing.
I think it might even be better. The Viper gives you all the not map control per se, vision denial that you need. Viper is essential in a map like Greece, but then the secondary controller being present also means that you have the flexibility in case you don't want to go where you're already going. You can always change space and then make the Brimstone use the sky smoke so that you can go somewhere else. So you can always do that with the Sentinel present. Um, I mean, it's not like you will always have the time to pick up all your utility and then set it up in time, right? On the other place so that you can go for the retake. Now, that's not going to happen. So I do feel like the double initiator, double controller setup gives them quite a lot of room to work with. And Reckoning Esports, in my opinion, have the better lineup over here. Even though Enigma have a more stable lineup, given the way Reckoning have been playing, very heavily information based, I think this might be better. And this is a very fast push already. Rawfield very deep into enemy territory, near pillar already. And he's going to take the head off of Panzer while his teammates follow up behind him and catch Bondef off guard. Very, very aggressive stuff from the side of Enigma already.
Oh boy, here comes a retake. Human has already got a kill onto Raw Fuel. Enigma had a pretty good job done in that taking of B side. Just 2 kills came back to back so quickly. They got the side, but now they're gonna have to defend their spike from being defused. Here comes JN from the mid position as well. He's gonna get flanked by Badman, who's coming slowly but surely. And Ezin is in a good position. He gets blinded himself, but he gets 1 kill. Make that a 2. A third, maybe. Yes, it's gonna be Ezzy. Finds a 3k for himself. As in the right moment, he tucked himself back in. All of the players who got that flash from the sky did get blind, but that's okay. Hika is gonna tell that, you know what? You did get blinded, but you got 3 kills on the back of it, so I'm gonna take the credit for that.
He's gonna take the credit for that. I mean, that was a little bit of a mess up over there, which could have been disastrous, but hey, Enigma, they do damage control pretty well. Should be able to do damage control in this round as well. Oh no. Oh no, I take my words back. We have something on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Brown Hall Express. Passengers 5, they are going down the A long corridor. Let's see where they end up, because the other team is doing a train of their own, but towards the B side.
Look at this. Look at this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please get in queue.
Okay.
And they're so... See, this is basically typical Indian passenger mentality at the end of a ride in an airplane. The airplane is still on the tarmac. You haven't gotten a chance to get out of your seats, but everyone wants to crowd the corridors. And basically, you've got just a bunch of people waiting for their luggage in crowded corridors. That's what happens when you all try to get down this time at the same time. That was a little bit of a funny moment, but hey, in all seriousness, I don't think this retake is possible.
Yeah, definitely is. In 1 kill, that's all they're probably gonna get on the Badman. He was just flooded by 5 members of Reckoning. As Trist, the last man standing, he hears so many bullets, and that's probably he's hearing in the forms of his death as well. He's got players coming around him now. I don't know why he wants to save the classic, but okay, this easy. Yeah, he's gonna finally go down. As Reckoning have given away 2 rounds, but that's going to be okay as they've got the full buy coming in now. All of their players are going to have Phantoms and Vandals across the board against the bonus round that is going to be on the hands of Enigma. And they've got 3 Spectres still. 2 of their players have bought in weapons that is Badman and Raw Fuel, who've got 2 rifles on their hands, 2 Vandals. Is it going to be enough to fight off against 5 on the other side is of question. But right now, Reckoning, they need to get this round or they're going to be in, you know, a little bit of a trouble.
I don't know, man. I can't still get over the fact that they're just crowding as the zip line. But this time they're crowding towards the mid doors. And oh, what a bait and switch from the side of Badman. Get dashes in. He takes his head off. And Enigma are just winning all their fights. It was a regular old today push. It was nothing special, but they just win their fights. They're just so good. Finally, Reckoning have a response. 2 people spotted towards the bridge area. 1 underneath, 1 above. Shot darts will damage them a little bit, but it's just a tickle. And now they're just very worried about this crossfire. It's pretty potent. One of them towards the mid door will make sure that they have to look in both the directions at the same time. Reaper not might just be one player, but the flash timing is perfect. And they're winning their fights. What? Panzer and Yuan, they're able to get this. Panzer's already defusing. Yuan has to protect. He's going to have to be the bodyguard. And he can't be it. but Panzer is good enough to get the half defuse and then finish off the matter himself.
I genuinely thought that was not going to happen. Maybe it was just going to be, you know, the side of Reckoning having to give that up, maybe go for the save, the last two players, but they went in for it, and I'm honestly really impressed by Panzer over here. He has stepped up from the previous game quite a bit more than you would have seen it, and he gets that second kill onto you know, the player on side, and then even though Hika managed to get that kill and also could have sprayed down Panzer just somehow finds his head, and a beautiful round indeed. A retake comes in, and Reckoning, they get a round that they really needed in the beginning stages of this map, as now they look to push in. Look at the flash coming in, they're running in for this, and look at this push.
One enemy
It's just
remaining.
with pistols, and oh my god, what just happened?
Very good coordination between the Sky and the Omen right there. The bird pops, it flashes them in the face, and then you have Trist who goes in to finish the job. Panorama comes in, and that is going to be bad, man. Buried 6 feet under, burnt to a crisp by the Dragon. Very well played by the side of Reckoning Esports there. It was just a gamble push. They expected the players of Enigma to be outside of A, but I don't think even these guys on the side of Reckoning would have expected this push to be that potent. They would have expected 1 or 2 kills at the max, but hey, the dark cover buys them a little bit more space, and then the guiding light, it blinds them, all of them, and it was just so good. The frenzies and the pistols mow them down. And now Enigma are the ones back on pistols. How the tides have turned.
Reckoning actually won out that round, but still they were forced to play on pistols, and that's what they did. And now they've got that round on a successful aggressive push, as they are looking to extend themselves into the leading position. Trist gets spotted out, this time playing the Omen instead of the Sentinel role that we see him play usually. Ezzy has crawled up pretty close actually, and I think they have an idea that Ezzy's over here. Bondev goes away. So does the other player. Trist needs to get this kill because he's going to get pressured by 2 different angles now. And as he finds Bondev towards the mid position, it's going to be the Sky going down. As he's causing so much damage, he gets another kill. As Juven is left alone on this side, he gets even spammed down by the bullets as well as the Seekers. And Reckoning have quite literally, I have to say, thrown away around and given away Ezzy for maybe an ace now on the cards for him.
He just needs to find the last player, and Ezzy, he went for a hero Vandal play this time around. He was the only person who bought while everyone else was staying on just a bunch of sheriffs.
Yeah.
And he was able to do it so well. Comes in from the brown halls, distracts everybody. Well, not distracts everybody, his teammates were distracting everyone, and the timing was so good. There was a Marshall player just outside of brown halls who was looking for that position, marking it. But that player moved away. And there's the ace.
You wanted a villain? I gave you a villain.
A true villain for the side of Enigma. These guys, they bought so much space for Ezzy to do his good work. He was able to go in from the brown halls. The timing on the player of the Marshall, I don't remember who it was, but yeah, that was a pretty important player who was marking that angle. He moved away at the wrong time to go watch main mid, and that's when Ezzy sneaked in towards bridges, and he was able to pinch the site from behind while his teammates were already pressuring it from the front.
Yeah, Reckoning, that could have been their round, and now they're gonna have to face Enigma with a buy that is not gonna be... Oh wait, they actually have a double operator setup. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. Oh boy, they're running in towards B. Oh yeah, Panzer's already found Batman, and there's gonna be no Safa cameras to worry about, but Rofuel's gonna take down Panzer as he's taking control of the side. He's got the B side for his team. Here comes the Viper Spade from Ezzy, and that's gonna make things a lot more difficult for Reckoning, as the Hunter's Fury is gonna come in as a response, but I think it's a little too late from Juven. He's trying to find success, but he's not gonna get anything, as Enigma have held down the side pretty tight, and now the retake is getting more difficult as the time takes by.
Here.
Yeah, and especially when you got 2 ops going into hyperspace, this retake is nearly impossible. Unless Bonda fit the pattern. Nice. The flashes aren't good enough, and he's able to take from Rockfield. He's going for the Trailblazer this late into the round. That is so brave. Ezzy might be able to get outside and kill him, but he's in a safe position for now. Unfortunately, time's taken out, and Enigma Gaming are picking up all the kills. Enigma will probably have to concede this side, but it doesn't matter because they already got the round. And guess what's even worse? Both the ops have been killed. Yuan and Bondef survive, but only with a bunch of phantoms and
Right here.
vandals, not with the operators.
Right here.
That was a very expensive investment. One of them was positioned towards the Brown Halls area, and they positioned it over there because Ezzy was able to get that ace and the backstab in the previous round. So they got an operator, especially to deal with him. They got the other one to be flirting around between A and mid. But they did not go there at all. They went in towards mid. And even though one of the ops was present in time near the arches, unfortunately the Toxin Screen covered its angle. So yeah, both the ops rendered useless. One of them was a glass cannon. Two weapons safe, but none of them are the ops, and this is just a very expensive blunder from the side of Reckoning. Even more so now that Rockfield is on a
Last
killing spree,
player
and he's
standing.
got 3.
Spike down
Ewan
A.
with the Vandal still not able to kill him.
Here.
And just economic damage inflicted on the side of Reckoning is
planted.
just irreparable. I don't know how they'll get out of this loss. They'll have to probably eco one more time. But they have like 2,200 bucks saved this round. They'll probably be having enough to purchase light shields and phantoms and something like that. Probably forego a little bit of utility. Yeah, Reckoning Esports still will be able to come back in the next round, but maybe Panzer says this round isn't over yet.
Not quite sure how long it's gonna be. Yeah, just as I see it, it's gonna be the end of that round. Batman finds his head as Enigma are looking like they want to get the early lead again. 2-5. It's pretty much what happened last time around. Reckoning, they found 2. Enigma found 5. They found a 6th as well. And then things started going more towards the way of Reckoning. They brought it back to an 8-4 last map. And then we all know what happened after that.
Right here.
Is it gonna be the same this time around? I'm not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure that Reckoning are gonna give it their all until the very end, and let's see how they're gonna do it, because now they've got the operator again online by the hands of JN, and is that gonna be of any use? Is a question, because the A side right now has been completely shut off by this Viper's Pit, and Reckoning have made sure that Enigma do not enter into this A side.
Yeah, the Viper Strip pivoted on A, which keep them away, but they can continue going in from the mid door. The one-way smoke doesn't really do much. Maybe Yuvan can capitalize on it, but the angle just doesn't favor him at all. Plus, he's hearing footsteps inside the water. He's probably looking out for Ezzy. Spike
One
drop.
enemy
That's the opening that they
remaining.
were looking for. The rotation's
Spike
already
down
arrived, and the
A.
op is here. Well, not just the rotations, even the backstabs are here. Let's see if God Bexy will be able to cut this. He's going to have to go up against JN's op first. That's the first opponent.
Yeah, he has a couple of shot darts coming his way. He's got a flash coming his way as well. He knows there's a backstab. No, he doesn't. And he's going to go down to the same. Bondef comes in with the flank and takes the last man standing down as Reckoning putting up the third round on the board. And, I mean, Reckoning, it looks like sometimes, Scripts, that they have such good rounds, right? Because it's when that pistol round that we saw, where they pushed right into the A main and they took out a completely kitted Enigma, and that was such a beautiful round. And then the very next round they bought 2 operators and it just went to poof, just gone. And again, this round was so beautifully played. It's looked like Reckoning are just, they're playing around with the water, but they don't know what's hot and what's cold.
It's like that game you used to play as kids.
Blocking sight.
Guess where the attacker is.
Nowhere
Oh,
to run.
boy.
Gotta dodge this one. He somehow survived that. But the others won't, as Jalen is able to take down 2 before he takes down the operator paid off dividends.
Ooh.
And Batman lined up 2.
Cage trigger.
I'm pretty sure he was prepared for the first kill, but the second one was a surprise even for him. But that's a bonus that he will take any day and twice on a Sunday.
Definitely.
Last
Bondef.
player standing.
Along with, yeah, Panzer now left alone. I was going to say along with him, but now Panzer again left in the 1v3. And I don't think this is going to be a, retake that's probably going to be successful for the side of Reckoning. Probably the 6th round for Enigma coming up. Yeah, there it is. He eats a bullet. He gives back a bullet, but in the end, it's going to be Enigma to pull out round number 6 for themselves over here. As it's pretty much what's happening from the previous map over here, Crips. Are we gonna see another 8-4 half, or are Enigma gonna, probably shut this one out a little bit sooner than we would expect?
Well, the one thing that Enigma has been doing right over here is they're combining their mid aggression along with their A main or B main aggression really, really well. Like the moment the mid guys that are about to hit, the others from B main also start to attack at the same time. Otherwise, the people in B main just stay silent. Oh, but this time they're not going for mid at all. They're going for the brown hall's control. And with that cloud burst, they will be able to swing open the metallic doors. You can see that his teammates are still waiting just outside of A main. They haven't committed yet. And this is actually forcing the players of Reckoning to fight a 2-1. They're still able to win these fights. That is just unexpected. Ezzy is able to come in with a triple of his own. And this might just be the tide turn up. But UN lines up too. He pulls off something that Badman did in the last round. And he returns the favor to them in a very, very ugly fashion. Trapped, cornered. In a 1v2, he needs to isolate these fights, and they might just offer him 1v1s. Jan's about to peek him, dinks him in the head, but hey, Ezzy still surviving.
Still surviving, but not for long. He gets spotted out as well. Ooh, that was scary. 21 points of health and has a spike on his back as well. Looked like he wanted to go B, but he's going to climb up towards Hall. So this could be a little bit dangerous because if he gets back into enemy lands just in time, he might find Jane's head, and that's going to be an open A bomb site for him.
Yeah.
30 seconds
And
left.
he's got only 1 point. Oh, he's got 1 point remaining for his Viper Spit. Which means after he gets the skill, he can easily go for the plant if he's able to deploy that Viper Spit. But Ewan is hearing everything, and he knows that Ezzy has no choice but to come towards A. So Ewan will be prepared. And he also knows that Ezzy is low on HP, so what does he do now?
10 seconds left.
Here goes the Viper Spit, but it's not going to work out. Juven's just too close for comfort as Enigma are going to give away the 4th round. And honestly, Juven, the architect of that round, perfectly constructed it, pulled off a Batman like the previous round, and he got that 3k for himself, and in the end make that a 4th as well. And he's also leading the board, by the way, in the entire server. He's got 10, not the server, at least on his side, he's got 10 kills, as he's doing quite a bit of work, heavy lifting for his team right now. And Reckoning, they kind of might need it for the next 2 rounds as well, if they want to shut this half at least to 66 and not give away the advantage to Enigma and have a fair fight.
I don't know how Ewan was able to get so many kills. The way Batman got lucky with the double kill in the previous round, this is what he did. But take a look at this angle. This is the one and done angle of sorts, and there's a reason it's called one and done.
I know exactly.
Could not do anything over here. Sam's position will be revealed, which means they're about to peek him all at the same time. But wait, Ezzy is the one who killed him instead of the guy coming out from strong halls, and now it is just
Spike
gone.
planted.
Shit. Ezzy does so much heavy lifting for his team. He's the controller, behaving like an entry fragger of sorts.
Yeah, he is also the guy leading for their side in terms of kills as well as raw fuel. Looks like he wants some for himself. Just actually missed a couple of shots. He's gonna connect it in the end. And raw fuel's gonna come up for the cleanup process. He gets a 3k for himself. And okay, raw fuel. All right.
Last round before the
we know you're having a bit of fun, mate. And looks like he's trying to put a little bit of salt on the wound of Reckoning Esports.
Yeah. And why wouldn't they be salty? Ewan went for a very risky one-and-done angle. Unfortunately, he didn't get anything out of it. And after the brown hole controls fell to Enigma Gaming, Reckoning had to fight like multiple places at once. It's funny how the exact same push did not work in the previous round, but it worked this time. So I really don't know what Enigma did differently because it was basically the same push. I guess only the timing of the utility usage was something that was different. Maybe that is what got them the win. But other than that, the overall philosophy was just the same. This time, the only thing they're doing different instead of a regular old mid plus A push is that they've got Badman lurking around towards mid snack.
Oh boy, Panzer! Oh my god, he hits the knife to his face, and there's gonna be another one. Raw fuel going crazy. He wants every bit of them. Batman's gonna find JN towards the mid position, and Raw Fuel wants the last kill. He's not afraid. He wants to go in for it, and he's gonna get it. It's gonna be a 4k for him. 8 to 4 half again, and Raw Fuel is pretty fired up, clearly.
Damn, that was really, really spicy. It was so good as well, especially combined with Ezzy's utility, because you usually expect the toxin screen to go up and nobody to push through it. There's a reason the toxin screen push up. It's put up. It's because you want to move past unseen. But then you had Rafuel updrafting and catching all the players of Reckoning Esports off guard. You never expected someone to push through your own toxin screen. Yeah, but that's the difference, right? Rafuel didn't push through it. He just peeked over it with his updraft, and that was what net him all the kills. And I don't think anyone on the side was prepared for that. So that's how Reckoning Esports defense just crumbled under the pressure. It's these little unorthodox things that Enigma Gaming does that grants them the 8-4 lead once again. This could be bind all over again if Enigma don't play their cards right, but it's all gonna come down to this pistol.
Yeah, this pistol is going to be very important for Reckoning. And look at this. Batman is looking at a lot of players walking towards in a pretty good camera placement angle over there, as Enigma have a lot of information about where these players are, and they're going to be firing down bullets on them. A lot of damage being caused onto the side of Reckoning.
remaining.
Make that another one.
down A.
Raw Fuel is going to end up taking one, gets traded off, but Batman is there to clean up the last kill. JN goes down, and Enigma look like they want to take us quickly to map number 3, Haven.
The patience on Batman is impeccable. He did not tag anyone with the camera to not give away the location of it. And he puts it at the same spot. It's just a little ahead of the place last time.
This goes here.
But that's completely okay. Now, here's the thing.
That goes there.
He did not
Now,
peek them,
where to
even though
set
they
up
had the
shop?
information on them. He just wanted his teammates to come in and they would all fight them at the same time. So that trigger discipline is really important. This toxin screen, it's gonna make sure that God Vexy doesn't have a line of sight on his opponents, but Rocket's about to see a bunch of people. He can dash away to safety, but oh my goodness, both the jets dashing at and away from each other. Interesting, but there's still defenses available, and I think as he should be able to clean this up all by himself. He's got players coming in from Arches too. Now there is only one player watching towards Arches, and that is definitely not just UN. He's got one of the other wiper as well, but as he's able to catch them with their backs turned, how on earth are they giving up all these free kills to him? This was really unexpected. I mean, they took down Rockfield in a fair and square manner. He got that in a very funny way where he was trying to help Ezzy out, but he just didn't know where to look. But Ezzy was just a big solid anchor that's impossible to remove from this place.
Yeah. It's spray down for him, and look at the man. He's honestly on top of the world. 21 kills he's got already, Crips, in 14 rounds. Almost a 2 KD per round. His KD itself is probably around 3 point something. And they're going to be taking as much advantage of that as possible over here, Enigma, as they look like they want to hit B, and Raw Fuel is going to come in for this push. He's going to get one, and that's all he's going to find. They know the jig's up, though. They know where exactly they're heading, and the rotations have been called. And you can see Panzer's going to find Hika, though. And that is going to cause a little bit of trouble on the side of Enigma and in their rotations as a 3v4 situation. Make that a 2v4. Reckoning are looking, they want to come back into this. They want to make the comeback that they did, same as last time. 10-4 could be a potential 10-5 over here, looking at the state of things in terms of men, at least 2v4. As the A side, they're slowly going for it. They're very slow about it. As Trist, he's looking around. And he wants to find the kill onto Ezzy. He's given the call out to his team, and as Batman actually finds one 3v2, still doable for Enigma, to be very honest.
Yeah, he's got
remaining.
Ezzy trying to backstab, but there is a backstabber to the backstabber. Trist gives the information to JN, and he's able to deal with Ezzy without any problems. Now it's just Batman. He knows that there's one player away from the site, so he just needs to kill 2 people in order to solve the defuse, but that third person has since arrived. Probably will expect Trist in position on the stairs. But while he was busy dealing with Trist, UN peeks out. Alright, this was a pretty fair and square round by the side of Reckoning Esports. They put down the Viper Toxin screen on the A side as a fake, but then they all went towards B. Unfortunately, the fake was discovered when Rawfuel decided to push down Elbow, but even after Rawfuel discovered all their evil plans and schemes, they let Enigma Gaming walk away with that information. And Enigma Gaming started to rotate preemptively, which the players of Reckoning were able to punish by going out towards mid and catching them in the middle of transition to its tunnels. I think that's the important part. Reckoning Esports did not lose their calm even after their plans were destroyed and all their information was revealed. And I think it's that calmness that helped them win. This time, Rawfuel's going down to mid. While God Vexy has spotted a couple of players towards the brown halls, he now discovers that his mid push could have been very potent if he did not give away the footsteps, but the footsteps have been given away. They know there's someone to his bottom mid, so instead he's just gonna camp the shoot. Probably even stop JN from rotating.
Yeah, but Rafiel's gone he's gone down. Panzer's coming from behind, and he's gonna get a bullet on the back of his body as well. Hick actually finds two,
down, mid.
as Enigma have pulled this back from a 3v5 to a 3v3. And Reckoning, they've given away two weapons which could be picked up and played along with. And look at where God Vexy is. He's lurking around the side. Trist, I don't think he knows that there's a player over here. He's called out his teammates to come in and get the plan down quickly. As God Vexy, he could cause a little bit of trouble if he gets into the right places, but he's not, unfortunately. The flash goes in as the plan goes down, and Reckoning have now the advantage.
Yeah.
Here.
Reckoning have the advantage. They've also got JN watching the crossing. In case Bonda for Trist gets in trouble, they will be the first guys they have to deal with.
Knocked him. One enemy remaining.
And Bonda is able to isolate them, just jiggling around that pillar really well.
Oh boy, this is getting a little bit scary for Enigma. They have given away another round now. I mean, given that it was pretty much of a semi-buy sort of thing, they brought in smaller weaponry, but this time around, I don't think they want to give away the comeback that they did to Reckoning. They did in the map of Bind.
Yeah.
So,
I feel really bad about Rafiel. Like, this guy was pushing down mid, and if he was able to get into the right position, he could have actually stopped players of Reckoning Esports just from rotating. I mean, they were faking towards B, and then they were trying to come back towards the A site, which was great. But if Rafiel was able to pick off a player or two while they were trying to go from one side to the other, that would have been wonderful. This time Enigma just want to deny all the possibility of a B push. They use the Viper Spit very early. This is going to force the players of Reckoning Esports to go from mid to elbow area instead. In fact, they have still put up the toxin screen towards the A side, which means they kind of indicate that they want to go towards the A side, but none of them are present towards A just yet. They are hoping that this double fake will work. It is a double fake of sorts, right? I mean, you put up the toxin screen, you show nobody, and then you kind of feel like they will hit B later on because they haven't done anything. But as you can see, it is kind of working to some extent. They've only got Badman holding this area. I mean, you've got Hika to back him up towards the mid door, but he probably won't be able to come in first. He won't be the first responder. In fact, they're all just going to fall back. Badman's trapped in the site, and he's trying to stop the Viper Spirit from going online, but unfortunately, he gets pinged by the recon dart, and that's how Panzer finds him through the script. Trist trying to cut off the rotations, just like Rafiel was trying to do last time, but they both won't be returning to favor to each other. And in fact, it is the players of Enigma Gaming who now have to deal with a reverse Viper Spit, and this is going to be very difficult.
yeah, now it is getting a lot more advantages for the side of Reckoning
player
Esports,
standing.
as they're gonna put up round number 7 on the board over here, getting closer to Enigma. AZ is still getting the kills that he has been getting all this map, and he's been probably the shining man for them in you know, pretty much every single round. Another 3k in the losing round for them, as 10-7 it's been put up, and another eco round has been coming for Enigma over here. It's I mean, the water's getting a little bit warmer for the side of Enigma, isn't it now, Chris?
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Reckoning, they're gonna, if this round goes their way again, which I think should go, given that they've got the advantage of weaponry and utility, they should be putting up round number 8 and hopefully a 9th as well on the backs of it.
Trist was able to do what Rafiel was trying to do last time. The only difference is he was actually successful in stopping the rotations from coming in. Enigma, they almost always commit their Viper utility towards the B side, and Reckoning know this now. And that's why you can see Reckoning also, in response to what Ezzy is doing, they put up their toxin screen on A almost every round. Now, whether they decide to go away or not is a completely different story, but at least this toxin screen indicates one thing. It is that Reckoning will never hit the A side from the mid double door. They will only go in via A. So don't need to worry about that position. They can focus their foot on the B side and preemptively start rotating. That's exactly what they've done this time. It was a 4 stack, but God Vexy has been dealt with, and Rafiel is actually able to go around the pillars. Oh my goodness, Enigma are actually making this one work. Juven and Trist bring it back to some extent, but hey, this is a good enough eco round anyway. And Batman's already in the back lines. He should be able to pick all of them off. Patiently deals with UN. Burst ready to deal with Bondiv too, but he's got the spike in his control now, and that's all that matters.
It does matter, and he's calling in got Vexy to come in and help him. Sorry, Hika to come in and help him as Reckoning Esports are in a
Last
very
player
tight pickle over here.
standing.
Trist
One
actually
enemy
finds
remaining.
one, and Batman's
30
making the
seconds
work
left.
happen. It's a 1v1. Is he gonna get it? He spams at the bullet, but he's not gonna get the kill. He's down to 67 HP and is forced to back off. The time is very low, and he knows that Trist needs to come into this B side, and he's playing on the backs of that. Trist, he's playing with time. He's running towards A. This could be a little scary. Trist might have given away a little bit of time over there. Oh boy, this is gonna get very... just in time. The plan goes down, and the games have been played against Batman over here. He really thought that he did not have time to go towards A, as it's been played against him. And now in a 1v1, he knows where Trist is. He's got his camera at his use. And he's gonna have the perfect advantage of information at the very least. Even Trist hears him coming down. He hears him going for the tap as well. All about the mind games, and it's gonna be won by Trist. Wow, that was... I mean, what a chaotic round, Chris.
Batman could not have used that neural theft because he doesn't have a corpse. But
Yeah.
luckily his camera was positioned deep into A main. And this is the camera he uses to find out whether or not Reckoning Esports are gearing up outside the site. And who knew that this camera would be helpful later on in a post-run situation as well? I mean, it was supposed to be broken at first instance. It was a first contact camera, but hey, at least it gave him the information of where Trist is. Now, unfortunately, the movement on Trist is just a little bit too crisp, as he was able to counter-strafe at the right time and make Batman miss his shots. But hey, that was actually pretty impressive from the side of Reckoning Esports. They didn't have too much to work with, and to some extent, I thought that Enigma Gaming will be able to walk away with this round because it was a little bit of a quasi-buy of sorts, but still, I like the way how Reckoning Esports have dealt with this crisis, and they've won the last 4 rounds in a row, which means now Enigma is going to be surviving only on max loss bonuses.
Yeah, and this is honestly something that I'm pretty sure Enigma did not want. Now, even though they've got the full buy, they've got Rafuel on the operator active, it's still going to be a little bit difficult for them, given that, you know, the side of Reckoning have got such good momentum. It doesn't matter how far down they are, they're still going to find ways to come back. And look at this is a result of that. They have got everything that they need, Enigma, to win this one out, but they're still giving away rounds that should be theirs. And because of those giving away those rounds, they're forced to ecos, which is obviously going to go to the hands of, Reckoning Esports. Even though, however close those eco rounds can be, there's still somehow the way is found by Reckoning. And now, in a round which should be Enigma's, and they should be taking it if they want to win out this map, they are on the defending side, which could be a little disastrous. Hika. No, Trist! He actually misses. No, he gets it. Oh my god, that was scary.
Once again, these guys have gone for a full commitment. Screen is the same place that Batman with his camera is able to find one through it. GM now looking to make a play towards this half wall where Batman and him just have to rely on timing of the peak, but Batman was taken down by Panzer instead, so GM stays safe. Rafuel gets revealed, but that was good because now they'll focus on him and not on Ed. And that's why you can see is as he's able to catch Panzer off guard. JN trying to play around with his minds, but Rafuel comes back after dashing in the opposite direction. Just so many mind games as Rafuel is able to set up the perfect bait for Ezzy, and then baits JN into believing that Rafuel has escaped, only to come back later on and get this round on the board. This was a crucial round for Enigma as well, because they've been losing the last 4 rounds in a row. But here's the thing. They have not broken the economy of Reckoning Esports yet, but if Reckoning win this one, then they will have successfully broken the economy of Enigma. After that, most of the players of Enigma will only have, light shields and specters to work with, the sheriffs at best. So yeah, if there is a time to win a round, this is it now. If Reckoning Esports win this round, they'll be able to probably equalize the scoreline. If Enigma win this, then they've got the game.
Yeah, and look at Hika. He's gonna throw in the flash, but he gives away his life. Oh no, JN! He gets taken completely by surprise as Raw Fuel dashes away at the right time, but Juven's gonna find success on the other side of things. It's a very
down
tight
A.
affair over here in the A side. A lot of trades being going back and forth, and Reckoning are making it work. The round that where they needed to win, this is the round where they had to. And looks like this might just be it, Clips. Just like you said, Batman left alone. Make that a 3v1, made it a 2v1, sorry. As he's left alone and he's got the neural theft for his use. He knows where one player is. He looks at the other one. He knows that he's at the backstab, and now he's got the wall to fight against.
Yeah, but he knows that the other person will come in from the mid door, so he needs to isolate these 1v1s. Unfortunately, they call his bluff. This time they might not call it because he's got the cyber cage to cover. He spotted them both. No more cyber cages available. Now he's gonna have to fight them. Nothing else to cover him. They're not calling his bluff. They're just so good. The double peek in two. Reckoning Esports take no chances. They take absolutely no chances.
That could have been very scary at the end of it. I really thought that in Batman almost lined both of them up because they were not, all that healthy per se, right? So it could have been a little bit scary. But in the end, Reckoning, they somehow pulled this one out. From a 3v1 to a 1v1, it came down. But hey, the round is what they wanted, and that's what they're going to get. Number 9 on the board for them, and pretty much what they had the last map again. Enigma on the back lines. They have no weaponry to fight with this round. And another chance for Reckoning to pull this one back into their bag.
Yeah, definitely. They're just pulling in everything they've got. They must survive this anti-eco against Enigma. And you know that Enigma tend to get a little too aggressive when they're on eco, so they need to be on the lookout for that. Rawfield sneak past elbow, and he knows there's going to be one person present towards this stack, so he's going to peek and destroy Panzer. Nobody to trade him out, and Rawfield can run rampant. The only person who can probably stop this is Trist, but Trist did not peek. Like, not at all. And he's allowed Rawfield to get away with a Vandal. Seek is committed, but I don't know what will they do with this information. Because the best thing that they'll discover is that there's 3 people on the A side, which is something that they would have known already. It doesn't give them anything new, but here's something new. Take a look at Trist's position. He's on the way of reaching the B arches, and he's got the kill onto Batman. Now they've got control of the B side too. The spike can continue moving in, and JN, he's taking control of mid. Oh my goodness, this is falling apart. They lost the fight towards mid. They lost the fight towards A.
30 seconds
But then they win them towards mid and B. And that is how the round comes together. The spike can safely make its way over. They will be able to plant without any difficulties. And things just keep on getting easier as Gorbexy ends up giving away that kill for absolutely free. No trades come
Spike
through.
planted.
Things
Last
just keep
player
on getting
standing.
harder. Even Ezzy fights them 1v1. They're just not trading together. Enigma, it seems like the coordination button has just been turned off.
Yeah, something's gone wrong, and given that it was an eco, right? I mean, they had weapons that could not have worked too much with. This is a round that I think they were expecting to give away. Although that first kill came in from Raw Fuel, and now Hiccups pulled off another. I think that's going to be the end of this one. He picks up the Phantom. He's got player coming on the backstab. He's got players in front of him, and there's nothing he can do. But Juven takes him down as Reckoning put up round number 10. And even though they're under pressure, they're having smiles across the board, and they're feeling pretty good about themselves, and you can see it on their faces.
Don't think we'll be seeing any of that on the side of Enigma, though. Yeah. They're going in for the desperate moves. Take a look at Rawfield. He's got light shields, but he's got an AWP. Let's see if he's able to stop them or not, as Rawfield's going to be positioning himself on the A side, which is unfortunately where most of Reckoning reside right now. The Toxin Stream can probably protect them from Rawfield, but then they won't have too much versatility left.
That is true. Raw Fuel, now he's been spotted out. They know where exactly he is. They send out 2 of their handy utility to get information, as Ikka's also been spotted out. He sends out his own utility as a result of that. The Seekers have gone out, and they know that there's multiple players towards A main. Panzer's paying down a couple of bullets. Reckoning have lost 2 players already. Enigma have lost 1. 3v4. Still Enigma with the advantage. They want the sound and they want it bad. They do not want this to be another comeback victory. They do not want to lose this one out, I'm pretty sure. But things have come to a little bit of a stalemate now, as Batman is left alone towards B. And in this situation particularly, it's essentially a 3v3. Make that a 2v3, as even God Vexy is rotating away. And this could be Enigma's fault in the making.
They won't get past through this. The trap fire will probably just hold them back from there for now. They're gonna wait for JN to make a move, and then as soon as he's in decent enough position,
Last
they will
player
up through. But God
30
he's
seconds
there to
left.
protect them.
Spike down.
Nice
Defender
stuff.
spawn.
Now JN's all by himself. He's got 1 kill, but I think that's all she wrote for him. And he's about to walk into a crossfire of sorts. You've got the Silva on top, raw fuel in the sight, and somehow Enigma are able to get to the map
Match
point. This is just a bit too close for comfort. Luckily for Reckoning, they still have money, which means they can buy again. Yeah, sure, they'll have to downgrade to light shields, but that's okay, I guess.
Yeah, but right now it looks like Reckoning are in a position where they're gonna have to force buy into this. They're gonna have to completely put all their cards on the table because this is match point, ladies and gentlemen. This looks like this could go all the way towards the third map unless Reckoning have something up their sleeve and pull us to an overtime. Is that gonna happen is a question. Raw Fuel misses a shot, goes in between the two players that bullet, unfortunately. And now they have an idea that they need to approach the B side a little bit more carefully. And Raw Fuel still holding down the angle. He does not want these players from Reckoning to enter or even have a peek towards the B side. As Reckoning, they're not budging actually. They're still over here. They're not going away from this, Crips. And this shows that they've got a little bit of confidence in them that they can attack this B side even though this is an operator and potentially the Cypher who's always been playing here as well.
Yeah, they still left the Tossin screen up there. They're now rotating towards the A side, but it's very late. Now, luckily for the side of Reckoning Esports, they've already got Trist positioned just outside of double doors, which means he can stay over there and probably gather information. If anyone from the side of Enigma decides to rotate towards B, he will find out first. And at this point, he's got information that the players of Enigma are still here, and the B players haven't left their sites, which means they still don't have a read onto our assault.
30 seconds
Now,
left.
he literally start to move in, and Reckoning Esports will strike now. Trist even was able to get the kill onto Ezzy. That was the one player who could have
Spike
stopped this
planted.
round from going
Welcome to the world.
The Viper's spit just makes it even harder. I think that we might just be going into overtime this time around.
Yeah, Reckoning have done a pretty good job of getting the 11th on the board over here, potentially just a couple of seconds away from their from the last round of this map as well. Pretty much what happened last time, but this time Enigma are on the upper hand as Reckoning are fighting for that overtime position and they want to get this 2-0 victory. And yeah, JN looking like he wants to put a couple of more nails in their coffin. He's going in further and further for these kills. Godvexy listens to his footsteps and he's going to take him down. Badman drops another. And I'm pretty sure Reckoning do not want to lose out a lot more weapons as Godvexy's actually picked up the operator and that could be of very good use in the next round, in the final round, as they want to shut this out and take us to Haven. But I don't know if the other players have as much utility and weaponry as they would want. Ezzy is going to be forced to play on half armor. But yeah, this is do or die situation for both of these teams now.
Trist has been able to make that bridge/brown hole position work so many times. Like this time he was able to just play patiently outside the metal door. In like not the previous round, I think like 2 rounds ago, he used his ultimate from the shadows, and even then he was able to get a kill. So every time you send him towards the A bridge or towards the A brown halls, he's able to, you know, pull off a miracle, and he's able to work in a backstab almost every time really well. So that's something that Trist is doing really nicely for his team. The other stuff is definitely JN and Panzer tag duo combo. These guys, when they get together, they are able to make short work of their opponents. The only thing that's working for the side of Enigma Gaming is how they're holding their sights. But the way they consider mid, the way they are able to just let people walk in from the metal door, yeah, those signs do, you know, pose a little bit of a problem for the side of Enigma.
Definitely.
I mean, you can play aggressively to counter it, and we saw Raw Fuel was trying to counter it when he pushed down that mid pillar area. Unfortunately, he was only good for 1 kill that time. But yeah, Enigma Gaming have been taking initiative.
Yep. And now it is a little bit of a pause that has come in, which potentially could decide what exactly is going to happen between these two teams. The momentum has been riding for the side of Reckoning so far, at least, with one round that did go in the favor of Enigma, but they pulled one back immediately. And now in the last round, where they really need to get this one to take this probably a 2-0 if it goes to an overtime, They've got Enigma on the defense who are looking probably for an early peak. They have sent out the Rofu to get it, and he's not going to get it. The immediate response is going to be the Hunter's Fury to come in, but it's going to be of no success, I believe. Trist is alone towards the A side, and I'm pretty sure that he's again left alone to wander around, get some kills, maybe by himself, and do all that stuff. As the B side looks like a lot of attention has been given towards it, and now they choose to go back.
Both the Soas use their Hunter's Fury in
Scout
quite
destroyed.
economical fashion as none of them do any damage. Now, after showing their presence on the B side, Reckoning Esports, they head towards mid for a little bit, but they're coming back towards B. So this is the double fake of sorts, and it's working because the side of Enigma have gone on the wrong areas. 4 of their players are committed towards the A side, and poor Badman has to hold on to B all by himself. And I don't think he will be able to do this. I don't think too many players heading down in his direction is a good sign of health. He's getting tagged by the Recon, flashed by the Paranoia and the Gliding Light, but still he's able to get the kill onto JN. Rawfield arrives in time, pushes out beyond the toxin screen to get that one shot, but no, Panzer is able to punish his over-aggression. Finally in a 3 versus 3, they might just be able to stop this one from going down, but UN, he forces the fight instead of hiding, and that's a mistake that they can't afford to make. The shock darts are just dealing so much damage to Bondev, he might never get a chance to escape from this area. Only Panzer can save him now, and they all check his position. Oh, poor guy. Now he's gonna have to fight. He doesn't have anything left to do. And that is how it ends. Team Enigma, they fell for it. They got bamboozled, but the retake was so clean.
Defenders win.
It definitely was. It looked like in the end, Juven and Panzer pulled out something out of the blue, but that was not going to be the case, as Reckoning have given up the Enigma, and both the teams have picked up their own map picks now. And now we go into Haven, which is going to be a lot more of an interesting matter, because we knew that this is going to go a third map. We knew that this is going to go all the way, given the stature of these two teams and, you know, their players, how well they can play. And that's what we're going to get today. A lot of Valorant action coming our way today, ladies and gentlemen, as Enigma are going to win this one out 13-11 themselves. The scoreline being the same, just the names being twisted around. As Reckoning, they had a pretty good try. Honestly, that was an amazing try. But in the end, Enigma was just a little better. And let's have a look at how this match also went down in the match highlights. As, I mean, I have honestly... I'm at a stage where I have too many words at the same time, no words to what exactly happened, because there was so much that went around, so many tactics that were deployed by both of these teams, so many rounds that I thought, you know, it's going to be Reckoning's game, so many rounds where I thought it's going to be Enigma's game. But yeah, Crips, what do you have to say about this?
So I think both the teams had a decent read on each other while they were on the attacking side. Enigma was able to figure out when these guys, the Reckoning guys, will be stacking the A side, and they were able to avoid damage that way because they chose the path of least resistance. So really good stuff by Enigma on the attacking side, but then when Reckoning went on the attacking side, their fakes were even better. Their mind games were a lot more cleaner and very well thought out. So both the teams performed really, really well on their attacking side. Unfortunately, on defense, neither of them could do much. The only difference is that Reckoning Esports, while they were on the defense, was not afraid to play aggressively. They were not afraid to pick up these fights, which was keeping the players of Enigma at bay. While Enigma went into defense, they did not play aggressively. Only Raw Fuel pushed, that too, like in a few rounds, in a very few bunch of places. So doesn't really count all that much. That's one similarity between both these teams in this game.
Yeah, that is true. As I mean, there was so many times in between these rounds that we saw, you know, they were trading off blow for blow, but Enigma somehow still had the upper hand in the first half at the very least. Reckoning looked like they could have probably pulled out a 6-6 half or maybe a 7-5, but it went down to an 8-4, and Enigma again had the same half as the previous map. And not to forget, they again had the same second half as well. Although they were up 10-4, I think they gave away round after round after round. They lost a lot of rounds back to back, and they were forced to play on the pace of Reckoning. Reckoning was dictating the game for quite a bit of time, and that could have been the case until the very end if they hadn't put their foot down over here, Enigma. But hey, Enigma, they won out in the end, and they're going to be pretty happy with that. But not too happy, I believe, because I know that Enigma were expecting to win this one out in a 2-0 fashion. But they've been made to work for it. And now we're going to go to Haven to see where it all is going to end. Is it going to be in the court of reckoning, or are Enigma going to take this one home is of question. It is a battle for the top of the table in their group. So we're going to see what exactly is going to go down. A lot of action that has gone down already, and a lot more to come, ladies and gentlemen. So do not go anywhere. We're going to be back very soon, as both of these teams are really excited to get this one down and going. We're going to be back with just a short break and a message from our sponsors as Enigma look to make a comeback victory.
The scores are tied. The battlefield is set. Reckoning and Enigma have just one more map left. TEC Gauntlet, powered by LG Ultragear and presented to you by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon, is back, and this time we have the third map on our hands. This series is very, very interesting right now because it's been a twist of events. All the tails have been turning, and so far it's been a bumpy ride for both these teams.
Yeah, it definitely has been bumpy, and you can look at the score lines as well. You know, it's gone down to the wire for both of these matches, Crips. It's 13 to 11, 13 to 11, as both the logos of these teams have popped up over here, and now it's for the final one. Who is going to be coming up victorious over here is for us to see, as the agent selection is going to be coming up. We're not going to waste any more of our time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be heading right into the map of Haven. And you can see they've already locked in pretty much everything over here. You can see that there's one difference for sure. Panzer's gone with the Omen, as the Astra has been picked up by Izzy. Hika's got a Sage on his hands, whereas on the other side there's no Sage. There's actually a Sky which is being played by the hands of Reckoning, and that's going to be interesting because I think this is not the first time. This is the second time I think I've seen personally a Sky on Haven. It looks like it's a trend that's working out for a couple of teams. If it's going to work out for Reckoning is of question, but right now I love the difference in the composition between these two teams, right? It's all about how they try to approach the map in their own terms of ways. They've got it's a double initiator versus a double sentinel over here right now. I mean, if you consider Sage as a sentinel, although it is she is a sentinel, but sometimes you can see her being almost like a duelist given the battle Sage. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got Godbeck C on Sova, Badman on Killjoy, Rafiel on Jet, Hika on Sage, and Ezzy on the Astra. No surprises from the Enigma side. JM this time on Jet, Panzer opting for an Omen instead of your Astra or something else. You got two initiators in the form of Duet on Sova and Bonda on Sky, but oh my goodness, right off the bat, we can see a lot of action to it. Say, Rafiel needs help. Hika comes out to help him out, but now he's himself trapped. At least he can use the wall and get away to safety, but nah, his head will still be visible and he's can jump over it. Playing inside the smoke, Godbex is trying to be cheeky, but JN is cheekier this time around, as all these trades that go down on his shot will make sure that Enigma go down and lose their players. Batman trying to avoid that match, ended up looking right at it. But now Bonda from the open gets taken down, and JN can't transition back to a post-1 position. Trist is poor guy, trapped over here all by himself. At least he doesn't have to worry about the heaven position anymore, and he can make these guys both fight at the same time. The turret is such an annoying force to deal with in the pistol, which means Trist can't really push. He's getting pulled, and everything is working against him, but still he's alive. Somehow he's boiling down time.
Oh boy.
That poor boy. There's really not much that he could have done, and the timing of Enigma is so good. Before these guys can get into post-1 positions, they are already losing their heads. Bondiff was trying to walk towards that left-hand corner, got taken down. JN trying to position towards shot, also taken down before he can hide. And then it's just poor Trist left. I mean, if he peeks, the turret will shoot him, so he can't peek. He can't push. And then the gravity well pulls him in. It's like, मैं जाऊँ तो जाऊँ कहाँ करूँ तो करूँ क्या? That kind of situation. I'm sorry I had to switch to Hindi, but it's best conveyed in that language. That emotion that Trist was feeling right now is pure frustration.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of that one A-shot push, Enigma Gaming have got it was a lot of chaos in that A-shot push over there in the pistol round, but they have won out that round, and now they've got the advantage of weaponry, as RGE look like they want to move into the C side over here, Chris.
be a very fast burst. It will have to fight two people at the same time. Luckily, Batman there to back him up, and he's shutting all of them down. The Nanostone grenades boil out a couple of people. The dash is unsuccessful as the crossfire was just so good. You've got Batman on one side, Ezzy playing main box, and the two of them combined, it is perfect. And the reason Enigma was able to stack the C side so quickly is because Rafiel was already pushing out of A shot, and he saw none of the members of Reckoning over there. Which means there's only two choices, either B or C. But when the alarm bot goes off in Garage, you know it's gonna be C.
Yeah, that is true. It was around that, you know, they just had to get rid of pretty quickly, Reckoning, as so that they could buy in. And now it's a 5 Spectre versus 5 Assault Rifle competition. As the side of Reckoning, they are holding off a very aggressive Rafiel over here. He does not choose to go for the fight. Dashes away to safety, and Reckoning choose to go to other avenues and find out what they can do towards B, where Trist is holding down, and Garage is also being looked after by his ever so handy turret. But Reckoning just slowed down the pace a little, and Rafiel is taking advantage of that.
Here.
Yeah, Rafiel fell back finally from A shot, but now he re-aggresses towards A long, and he won't be checked. The Sage gets tagged, but they won't check him. Oh wait, now they check him. The Trailblazer finds him. He's keeping himself alive with the help of the Cloudburst, but no, he's blind and he runs into a block.
Oh no.
That is really unfortunate. At least Trist in the form of the Lurker has been dealt with. So now they know that the players of Reckoning Esports can come back towards B, and they're positioned over here. The flashes are once again really perfect, but they don't check the angles, and that's what happens. Trades come through back and forth, but in a 2 versus 2, they haven't planted the spike yet, and with only 30 seconds left, they're running out of options. They can't go away because Hika's holding, and then you've got Batman who might come in from behind. They are trapped over here, and they all get punished.
Yikes. That's what happens when you cross the smoke and go around the corner. You need to check your corners. Both of them were looking towards the left, and they could not see what exactly was happening on the other side of it, and they got taken down. But that round, honestly, was a little bit of Reckoning's mishaps, because Trist, he got the headshot on the Batman, but he still could not finish off that kill on Garage. Maybe if that one kill could have come, it would have been a whole different story. And they moved in towards B, and again, it was this guy who went in alone first, if you could see that. And he gave away his life, and there was no trade immediately. Maybe that could have been avoided. Maybe a lot of different things could have happened, but Reckoning, they gave away that round, which should have been theirs given the buy. And Enigma are going to take complete advantage of that, and now they have the weaponry that they need to win out the next round. Put up 4 on the board. Look at where Rafiel is though. Oh my god, what? And he's allowed to escape. No, he's not.
Well, that was so cheeky. The moment the alarm bot was put down over there, Rafiel pushed because the alarm bot landed behind him and did not detect him. So he thought he will be able to take advantage of the timing and kill Batman, but the moment he saw Panzer, he fell back. Unfortunately, couldn't fall all the way back. But hey, now these guys have a little bit of shenanigans to do. Ezzy looking on the other side, won't be able to protect them. He is able to stop the spike carrier, but the A-Link area has already been leaked.
It has been leaked, and now Enigma Gaming, they've got 2 players alive against the 3 of Reckoning. They do have an ultimate though. Batman could use the lockdown if he wanted to. If he's going to do though is the question. He's got a player around his corner, and he's not going to be able to get that kill. Bondev secures probably the round for his team as Batman goes down, and God Vexy alone. I mean, a 1v3, doable for his caliber for sure, but this looks very difficult even for him, as Jane is gonna put all the blades into his body, and Enigma are gonna finally fall down by 1 round, and Reckoning pick up 1, and now they have the Killjoy ultimate available at their side as well. But the one thing that you gotta notice over here, Crips, is the one combination that I think you're quite a fan of is that Astra Cosmic Divide and the Killjoy ultimate, which is available on Enigma Gaming, so they could be playing a retake situation in this round.
Yeah, they could go for retakes. I mean, given how aggressively Rafiel has been playing towards the A site, they'll probably focus on this area and give up one of the other sides as a result, which means a retake is possible. This time, instead of going forward, Rafiel has just crossed over. That's pretty much it. But when Rafiel dashes back to safety, he's going to leave one of his players over there. And God Vexy is still present on the right-hand side. So this is a little bit of a bait setup over here. Still, Rafiel not hesitating to reveal himself. and he is just buying space for his teammate God Bexy. Will they check him? Yes, they will. They're still meticulous enough, but they can't expect Hika also to peek at the same time. 3 people stacked on long. That is something unexpected. And Hika is trapped over here, but not cornered. He's still in that corner. Panzer knows exactly where he is, but he's gonna force the issue and win that duel. Still, he's got a long way to go. All these fights happening on the A side just really prove that both these teams are committed to this. They do not want to let go. They want to just go for trade upon trade upon trade upon trade, multiply 10 times, and half the server is dead, either on long or on short. Wait, not even on short. Half the server is dead on long. Everyone's dying over there. But this time they know they've got Panzer cornered. He can't escape
30
towards
seconds
any
left.
one of the other sides, and he's only got one option, that is to go towards A. So they're gonna let him come into the site. They're gonna let him plant the spike. But if he can sneak past now and go towards CT, yeah, that would be disastrous. But
player
no, what's
standing.
even more disastrous is that Batman jumped, and now Panzer's got time. He can plant
10
as
seconds
he's
left.
far away. Oh, the spike plant won't be denied even after the pull. And if he gets caught while trying to teleport, that would be so unfortunate. Yes, that hurts.
Definitely. Last few seconds, he tried to go for that ultimate, but it did not work out. And it is going to be Enigma pull that one out. As the operator has also been saved, and Raw Fuel's going to probably cause a lot more havoc with that again. Enigma, that was a round. That was a very close call.
1 second,
Yeah.
peeps. I gotta visit the Astro
mean,
to play some stars.
How many players just present on that A-long
About
corridor?
that.
Everyone's
Yeah.
just fighting. What is this? Is this like an honor battle of sorts? Are you guys a bunch of Vikings? No, we won't fall back. We will push through. We will fight. Hoo-ha! Like a bunch of Spartans. I mean, it did feel like that at one point. You can't blame me for saying this.
No,
But hey,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but this time it definitely seems a little bit different. They're gonna use the Trailblazer to clear the garage, and SE is gonna let garage go, deciding to reinforce C instead. Now, he should be able to defend the site, but if they get inside the window, that might be a problem. You got Bexy covering that angle, so yeah, the C side does look safe for now. The crossfire is decent. They've got both Astra and Killjoy utility present over here. If Vexy's drone is able to reveal someone, they will get shot through the wall. So you must not get tagged. Okay, Bondef is safe. But Panzer isn't.
I've got your trail.
Seekers.
Definitely wasn't.
I mean, they'll reveal the positions, but even after getting this information, what will you do? What will you do? You still have no map control. You've only got Garage, which also is being contested heavily. The only person who can make a difference is Trist, and that too because he's managed to sneak past and he catches Hika off guard. This is the opening that they were looking for, and now they can plant the spike towards the B site. JN can stop them from rotating.
30 seconds left.
And good positioning, but look at this. Godbex, he tags down 2 actually. And he's looking for a kill, but he's not going to get it. He's given enough damage though. And now the Killjoy lockdown comes in. What a beautiful timing from the side of Reckoning. As they're going to hold off Enigma for just enough time for them to reposition themselves into good enough places so that they can get the advantage. Enigma on the retake, 4v4, and look at Trist! Oh, almost got a
enemy
2k
remaining.
over there, but could not spray down both of them. But it doesn't matter because Bondef and Juven are there to cover him up. And Badman is going to go down as the last man to Juven, second kill. And it is going to be Reckoning who pull back another round, and 4-2 scoreline. Pretty much, I mean, Reckoning had a very good read of that round. They went in towards B. They knew that it was going to be open given that Trist had locked in over there. They got the round for sure, yeah. But the one thing that I do want to point out over here is that Enigma, given that Badman usually, you know, plays around that Killjoy as well as Cypher, role, maybe that Cypher could have helped him a bit more in this time around if he had those tripwires, right? Because there's no setup as such that Killjoy can do that has, complete range for him to move around the entire map. And maybe that's the use of a Cypher in Haven. You can run around giving trips towards the other side of things. But hey, that doesn't matter right now though. It is an eco for the side of Enigma, which looks like might just fall down pretty quickly.
I mean, you were discussing whether Badman should play a Cypher or a Killjoy. At this time, he behaved like a duelist and pushed C. So, yeah, go figure which one he should play. Either way, once he got taken down, they realized that nobody else would be on C, and it's an
Spike
easy shot
planted.
for them. sneak go anywhere. Don't expect Team Enigma to win this one. But hey,
Give me
you know
those.
what's possible? They've got the lockdown and the cosmic divide combination. So no wait, no lockdown anymore because Batman died, right? So they're gonna have to fight this one to win. Let's see if it's possible. I
Last
mean,
player
if Reckoning
standing.
Esports end up offering these fights to Enigma, then this might be possible. But of course, the superior weapons, they reign supreme, as the word suggests. Pretty clean round by the side of Reckoning Esports. They wait for Enigma to make their move. After they get the kill onto Batman, they move to XC. And this is generally noticeable by the side of Enigma. We already pointed it out in Bind and in Breeze that whenever Enigma get the chance, whenever they get map control or whether they're not being contested in that area, they will push that area just to get that control. Right? So you hold on for a few seconds and you bait out the aggression from Enigma and then you can punish it. That's what they did to Batman this time around.
Yeah, and Enigma, they had a pretty good read of what exactly was going to happen, but just did not have enough weaponry to fight it out. And Reckoning have got round number 3 on the board, and they're getting closer and closer. This time around, though, Crips, the half is a little bit more contested than the previous 2 maps, because we can see that Enigma do not have that early lead, which they did have it for quite a bit of time. They had the 3-0 up, they were 3-1 up, but after that, it was Reckoning who came back in 3 rounds in their favor. And now the one thing that we need to consider over here is if this half is going to be somewhat closer than what the previous 2 have been, 8-4, 8-4, I think Reckoning might have a little bit more of a chance to win this one out, given that I'm pretty sure that Enigma are thinking and maybe overthinking what exactly is happening, because Reckoning are giving a fight more than probably what Enigma expected, right?
Oh, definitely. Even I didn't expect Reckoning to be this strong, especially when Enigma has been just in form lately. They've been performing really, really well in not just Gauntlet, but even in the Conquerors Championship. So, yeah, these guys are on fire. And I kind of expected them to be in full force today. Well, maybe they will be in full force. As soon as I say that, Hikka and Ruff will start to push up mid, and that's the kind of aggression that I was looking for. No, Rafiel gets punished. More to follow as Batman's about to get bitten. He can't beat, but maybe a double peek will come through and Trist deals with them both. How?
Okay.
How has he done this? That is ridiculous. That's not at all allowed. And they both did not line up for him. It was just a bunch of flicks by Trist, and finally Batman comes in to put his killing spree to a halt. Maybe if they don't check angles like this, Godvexy can still pull it off. But hey, they're very spread out right now. Panzer's approaches have been dealt with. He's been sent back for now. And this 2 vs 3 might look possible considering that there's not too much time available on the side of Reckoning. If they end up committing mistakes because of lack of time, it might be great.
Swarm grenade.
Batman will stop the plan from happening just yet, but the moment he peeks,
standing.
Panzer's looking for him. He thought he could be cheeky, but it's just not happening.
Yeah. I think that the one thing is that's really important. Game now, this round is definitely going to go to Reckoning and they're going to pull it back to 4-4. Yeah, there it is. But I do want to talk about one thing over here, Crips. It's the lurks of Trist. Trist has been so very good with those lurking positions. He crawls into B like it's nothing, and we remember that one round where he did. This time around, again, he moves towards B. He's getting those kills, complete spray down, and that, like you said, it wasn't a lineup. He just flicked it onto both the heads. And I think that he is the man around whom the side of Reckoning is pivoting around. Like, you know, they're revolving around him. They're making sure that everything is happening around the killjoy. They keep him alive for as long as possible as well, given that he's got the utility that allows them to get into sites and, you know, hold down sites as well if they get the plan. So Trist is, you know, quite literally acting like the anchor man even on the attacking side, and that is really important for the side of Reckoning.
Yeah, and if he's able to put such impact frags on the board, then I think that Reckoning might just win the series. They're about to walk into a 3-stack. Yeah, but the 3-stack can be dealt with, especially when you've got a lockdown at ready. But instead of falling back, Enigma decided to fight them. They're pushing even more aggressively down the corridors when they need to somehow hold this out. The lockdown's been destroyed, but they have lost the man advantage. Maybe with this barrier up, they can go for the revive, but there's a gap, and the revive won't be possible anymore. Hikka is about to get free-fired, but he wins the duel against JN, and now he can go for the revive safely. Unless Barona deals with it. I mean, the Barona won't completely blind him, they can still see, and especially when SE7 is behind, this will be possible. But once again, this is a complete repeat of the 6th round. Everyone's dying on shot. And it's just a bunch of fights, nothing else. And Enigma actually pulled this off. This is just classic Enigma, Battle Enigma on A. There was this one round, you remember? Half the server died on A long?
Yeah.
Well, replaced long with short, and that's what happened this time around, as everyone dies in sewers. It's just
probably play
fight,
some
fight,
stars in the
fighting.
astral plane.
Forget flanking. Forget just any other faking or any other tactics or brain games. No, this is just W and mouse 1 Fiesta. The only thing different was that Ezzy came in from behind. That's probably it, but again, that was expected too.
Let's see now.
Yeah, I don't know how Reckoning lost that. They should have got that round, but that short push from the side of Enigma was all for them to play. Pretty much what Reckoning did to them in Breeze, I believe, in one of those rounds where they pushed in after winning one round consecutively. And, they got that pistol push and they won out that round. Similarly,
Yeah.
Enigma have done this again and they've got this victory for themselves. 5-4 now. A scoreline that is not too much of a bothersome one for Reckoning. They should be okay with this. But if they lose out this round, then things start to get a little bit dicey.
Not going A this time around, which is great. The spike is still positioned just outside of it, but their players are slowly starting to creep up towards Garage. So Reckoning Esports might have something else in the works. And they don't have enough time for a double fake of sorts, so they will have to commit to it C, where they will have to deal with the op of Rockfield.
Ground.
And he deals with the counter upper. That's the opening that they were looking for.
Here.
He knows that
I've got your
Yuvan is trapped
trail.
in that corner, so go for that. But no, he did not expect Panther to come out from the right, and that is what leads to trouble. Badman should have died
My
right there
double's
unless as he
dead.
didn't come in to save him. But now just juking in and around these green boxes, they will have to buy as much time as possible. Which
30
won't
seconds
be
left.
Possible anymore, considering this spike is already
One
gone.
enemy
2
remaining.
versus 2, just fragging retake. Panther has nothing else left. He can't even reposition back to safety. I think that catches him.
Yeah, unfortunate Reckoning. That first kill that Rofuel got was probably the catalyst of that round. Batman surviving was also another one. They held on to the side for just long enough for the teammates to come in. Even though it was a little late, it was a retake that had to come in, but it's okay. There is one thing though, as soon as the plant went down, I really feel that Yuvan and Panzer could have gone towards C long directly without having to take this fight, because they had the ultimate available on him. Yuvan had the Hunter's Fury and he could have played along with that, and the teleport, the ultimate from Omen was also available. They could have just, messed around with the minds of Enigma's last 2 players left alive, but they chose to go for the fight, and unfortunately they gave up that round.
Well, one thing is
Get
working
out
for
of my
Enigma,
way.
and it's their fast rotations. Before Reckoning can even reach the side and spike plant, most of the players of Enigma have already arrived. I mean, that is kind of obvious because of the 2 rounds where everyone died on A. You saw the rotations coming in fast from Enigma. Even this time around, before they had the chance to take post-plant positions, the remaining players of Enigma arrived on the C side. So even though Reckoning Esports are taking it slowly, they somehow need to find a way to speed things up when they decide to go in for the execute. Rockfield on the op probably will discourage them from coming in, but it just seems like they don't care. They still want to push through towards the A side. The rotations from Enigma haven't arrived. They need to capitalize on this one while there's still 2 people defending this area. If the rotations arrive on time, then that will be basically doom spelt for Reckoning Esports. And they're taking their sweet time. They want Enigma to think that they've fallen back to the other side, but now the jig is up and they will be playing with this. They're clearing out the under heaven angle. Rockfield has to give up on the area, and Hika is able to take out so many players. He was left all by himself. Rockfield deliberately fell back, and Trist is on the lurk. This could be big, but Rockfield is aware about this one. They are aware about everything. Trist has been, like you said, managing to sneak into the B side almost every time, but
Last
this
round
time they were
in the
prepared.
half.
All right, let's consider this. Rockfield was opping towards A long. Not even long. He fell back towards the side boxes, and then he fell further back towards the defender spawn entrance, leaving Hika all by himself. Now, on paper, Hika should have died right there because there was no one to trade him out, right?
Yeah.
But that's what logic dictates you. Once you got Rockfield falling back towards the defender spawn entrance, all your attention is going to be on him, and then you just fail to check Hika's position. This bait and switch is something that Enigma have been trying for a long time, but finally it's successful this time.
Yeah, it was successful because nobody came from short actually to check Hika, and that was the best part about that round for him. As Enigma are going to put up number 7 and they're looking for 8, another 8-4 half, hopefully another one that they can win out of. As Rockfield is in a very good position to get at least 1 kill and dash away. He just is waiting for somebody to peek out. JN might just be the first one. Oh, Batman. Batman just around the corner. He might get spammed over here if not careful. Man is holding down the corner and he's gonna get spammed. That shoulder peek is not gonna work out for him as Rafuel has been spotted out. Fires a couple of bullets but is not getting the kills. Izzy is gonna get a kill though. He takes down Pondef and playing around with his own smoke. Looking for more, but it's gonna be Rafuel to take it down. And looks like it is gonna be another 8-4 half, Crips.
History just keeps on repeating itself now, doesn't it?
3 times in a row. It does. Juven left alone. And pretty much probably going to be the end of this. But I want to take this time to consider something that I think Reckoning are doing kind of wrong. I feel like they're splitting up quite a bit in a couple of these rounds where Enigma having that one versus one advantage because of the individual prowess, right? And not just that, their trading potential, and like you said, that bait and switch that they've been trying is working out not just in A, it's working out in other sides as well. Now, sides like this where Batman, although he died, he was alone towards Garage, given that, yeah, he was in an angle which was going to be picked up first before he could see somebody coming himself. But Easy was right there over there on C side, and he gets one, plays around with his own smoke, waits for Rafuel to come in, and Rafuel is there to right there to support him. And this teamwork is what's throwing Reckoning off guard because they are not able to repeat that, they're not able to replicate that in their own way. Even if not replicate this, there has to be some sort of, trade potential that needs to come in for the side of Reckoning, which is still a little bit missing. I hope they get it on their defensive side.
Let's see if they're able to get it or not. The defense of Enigma has been pretty stellar so far because the rotations were on time. Let's see how good their offense is. Oh, the turret and the pistol.
Enemy kill.
Still not enough to keep Trist safe, as now a very crucial defensive agent has been dealt with on C. Now, luckily, there's multiple people present over here on the C side, off the side of defenders. They can hold on to this one, and Bondef is doing such good work over here, trying to deal with all these players moving in. Maybe the shock darts can damage Godvexy a little bit, but he avoids all that danger, and both the attackers have now fallen back towards long. Does JN have any cloud burst? He's got only one, and he's already used it. So now he can't even block this entrance and try sticking the defuse. They're gonna have to fight this one. And I don't know if fighting is possible. If Godvexy has shock darts, he can stop the defuse from ever happening. But you can see how they're just baiting and switching. They're just showing their faces, checking if the defuse is actually happening. And then they stick it. JN taking care of Godvexy, which means Rafuel can start peeking. But no, JN will tap him away. My god, that was a bunch of really good shots. And there's only one reason why they were able to win in this retake, and those were the crisp, clean shots coming out from JN. Otherwise, tactically, both the teams had an iffy situation. It was more of an even Stevens. No such utility that will guarantee them either a defusal or a detonation. Like, JN didn't have any cloud bursts to cover Spike. If he had that, then he probably could have used it to go for the fake defuse, or maybe even stick half. And no shock darts on the side of Godvexy means that he can't just stop it while being in Guppy.
Now, as a result of that round, which was a little bit of a topsy-turvy matter, 8-5 scoreline has been established as the side of Reckoning have got 5 Spectres across the board, and they do not want to take any chances of playing on pistols against Enigma. And they're moving in towards Garage over here. Ooh, Rafuel gets spotted out. Gonna get spammed down as well as Batman. Trist is gonna take care of both of them. The flash at the ready by Panzer's hands to throw in down the paranoia towards the C-long position if they choose to push up. He's holding on to it, and he's waiting as JN is coming on the flank, and this is a sandwich in the making as the ham and center is Enigma.
Yeah, and just like a little bit of patty, these guys are getting shredded in the meat grinder. Not the kind of sandwich that you would want to find yourselves in. But hey, at least now the meal is over and Enigma can put up a little bit of nutrition into their own bodies. And by nutrition, I mean good weaponry. They can put it in their hands, maybe even put up the round on board. Is he not looking so healthy because of missing armor? If I was an Indian mom, I'd tell him to eat his vitamins so that his bones go stronger. But yeah, that logic doesn't apply when gunshots are being fired at you.
Yeah. Right now, it is a buy-down that has come in for the side of Enigma. They're going to have full weaponry except for 2 players going to have to be playing on half armor. while the rest of them are looking for the initial peaks. There are 3 players with full armor who are all 3 of them walking towards the mid position. They're looking like they want to hit B, maybe Enigma. Not quite sure, but I'm pretty sure that Raw Fuel has to be the perpetrator of the start of things in this round at least. They're holding up over here. They're holding down very tight. What are they planning, Enigma?
So Raw Fuel being the sword, their shield is going to be God by Sea. He's supposed to recover from the backstab, but the barrier up towards A-Link means that they can go for the plant right away. The only thing that can stop them is this backstab, but maybe God by Sea can deal with it on his own. No, he cannot. In fact, he can jump it. And now Batman can get shot through the walls. Oh my goodness, this is falling apart. They've still got the site under control, but nowhere to hide, nowhere to run. They just need to hold off against this push coming in from B entrance.
Oh my.
And it's Raw stuck in the 1v2. His teammates died already, but he dashes back to safety. Oh, and he runs out of bullets. No, JN running and gunning and winning the
Oh,
round.
they tried.
That was really unfortunate. It was a bit too close for comfort, but Reckoning win it back.
Unfortunate reckoning. It was just, I think, a matter of the specters in this round because it somehow came up supreme over the Vandals. Given that there were a couple of fights that I think should have been won by the Vandals. Raw Fuel was doing quite a bit of work, but how much can he do alone is the question. Enigma, they gave away another round, unfortunately, even though they had the bye. It looks like it's become sort of a trend now at this point. Enigma take the half, 8-4. They give away a couple of rounds. They find back a few themselves again, and then in the end, it's a matter of unpredictability. Now, we're gonna see if it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, but this is not the moment you would want to hop on. JN though, not letting God Messi hop into that area, but no, Raw Fuel hops straight to his death as he misses the blades on right click.
A.
But
Last
UN's
player standing.
beating everyone up. This ego round seems to be pretty clean from the side of Reckoning Esports, and can't be seen heading towards Badman. That little piece of cabbage bites him. More bursts coming behind him. And no, you do not do this against Badman. The turret is actually slowing down Bondef, and it's fallen apart. The 2 remaining players are very low on health, and now Badman has a phantom.
Oh boy, Badman, if you win this, Reckoning are gonna be slapping themselves. I mean, I'm pretty sure the 3 players who gave up their lives are already slapping themselves because look at the HP on the remaining 2 players, Crips.
Yeah, just 1 bullet should be enough to take care of them. Imagine if this, imagine if this is an actual ace clutch. The recon dart doesn't reveal him. He's recovered the spike,
got the
30
and he's still
seconds
got
left.
30 seconds, which is more than enough time to make your way across the gap and plant on another site if you want. They don't even know that the spike has been recovered. But he's still keen on
One
fighting.
enemy remaining.
Oh
And
my
he's
god.
got one.
Oh boy. Oh, it's happening. It's happening.
He's got the lockdown. The turret will reveal him. And now he knows where his nemesis is.
Oh my god, Badman. Badman. He's definitely gonna be a bad man in the books of Reckoning after this. They're gonna try to hit him, but this is their own doing. This is their fault for going in for those knives. And now it's gonna be Badman for the ace clutch. What a round. Badman, take a bow, my friend.
They have thrown this round away.
My word.
Absolute blunder. What a mistake of epic proportions.
I don't
You
think I've
tried
ever
to-
seen anything like this.
No, you definitely might not have. And the timeout coming out from the side of Reckoning Esports is kind of indicative. They are reflecting upon their own mistakes. They need to look into a mirror long and hard and figure out what the hell went wrong. That round
Was
would
it-
have easily been theirs. And now look at the repercussions. They have no money.
Was
They
it
went in
really
for the
necessary?
knives. Absolutely unnecessary. They lost the round. They lost the money. And now Enigma can put up 2 rounds in a row if they don't lose these anti-ecos. They will get to double digits. And this has just gone from bad to worse. It was such...
1v5.
I have no words for this. Oh.
Wow. I mean, I really hope that the side of Reckoning are trying to contemplate what exactly just happened because I'm pretty sure someone somewhere right now is having a lot of colorful words for them. And they are going to have to listen to it with open ears because to be honest, they kind of put themselves into this own position, and this this could be the final lane in the coffin. What if Enigma just on the backs of this, thanks to Batman's clutch, they just all the way, and it could end up 13-7 after this. Just one round could turn the tides, because I'm pretty sure that this is gonna affect them a little bit mentally in the terms that they play.
There's a reason why 3 of their players have turned their cameras off. It's because they don't want to show how disappointed they are.
Oh boy.
The funny thing is, when that first Seeker was able to blind Batman, he had basically given up. He puts a turret just because, he has it and because nothing else can be done. The birds come through, they blind him. They all jump him at the same time. He gets 2 with the sheriff and then runs out of bullets. At that moment, he's basically panicking, right? He's shaking in his boots. His hands are trembling with fear that he doesn't get a blade in his neck. But what keeps him alive? His turret. The turret, it slows down Bondef to a crawl, allowing Batman just enough time to walk away, reload the sheriff, and then get the kill onto him as well. And after that, once he's got the Phantom and the 2 remaining players are low on HP, after that, it's just a series of embarrassments. Second-hand embarrassment, that too, which is like the worst thing that can happen.
Ice cold, Batman. Ice cold. But now we have a little bit of a pause come in, a little bit tech issue, which has been sorted out as well. So we're going to be getting into the match momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. And there it is. Enigma have won out that round thanks to Batman, and they've put Reckoning in a little bit of a tight spot, as they've got an eco, and they need to not make the same mistakes as they did before. And I think JN is trying to do a little bit of damage control. He gets the first kill with the sheriff, and he's going to retreat back immediately. As he has been spotted out over here. Pretty sure that he has. And the Hunter's Fury comes in from Juven. He wants the kill. He wants to get this run for his team. JN actually gets another one, and Enigma falling apart after that one beautiful run on the back of Batman. I don't know what exactly happened. Suddenly, JN is giving a lot of damage. Godfrey is finally going to put a stop to his tracks as Reckoning looking to play a little bit passively. No! Juven goes in for another kill, and now in a 3v2, Enigma have given away a lot of weapons.
You should run.
You wouldn't realize that he won't be able to fall back to the side, so he decided to fight them instead, and he is able to get that one kill. Both the lockdowns committed. Alright, let's see what happens. They probably will be able to fall back. Is there a Cosmic Divide available?
Last player standing.
No Cosmic Divide available. They've got smokes though, so now that they've forced the players of forced the players of Enigma out of the side, they can go for the smoke fuse, but they won't even need to. Batman dies instantly, and this time Reckoning Esports bring it back, and this was a thrifty too.
Yeah.
So after they throw away a very important round, they are able to win a round, which was again just as impossible. Like, I don't get this. How do Reckoning pull this off? They lose rounds which they're not supposed to. They win rounds which they're not supposed to, and it's just a lot of unorthodox stuff happening on the server right now.
Absolutely, and now look who's on the eco. It's Enigma. Now they've been thrown into eco, and they must be in a blender as to what exactly happened. How did we lose that round? JN with that initial frag, I think, was all that they needed, and they got that. He caused so much damage. He got 2 kills, and then he set up his teammates for success as well, giving a little bit of chipping damage onto other players. And now Reckoning, they have the advantage to pull it back to a 9-9 scoreline, and another tight-knit match we go into.
Tight-knit match. Tighter than the sweaters that my grandma knits for me. Oh, this could be tighter. Rocky looking to make a very small gap work, and he snuck past. Alright then.
Found them.
Rocky in the backlines could be a problem, but maybe Trist can stop the flanks from coming in.
B.
Now that they're losing players to it, they know that the players' patience won't be possible. But those Sheriff one-taps, ooh, spicy as ever. Do you think Enigma can pull off this thrifty round? They might just be able to do so.
It looks
Both
like
the teams winning thrifty rounds each, and this is just ridiculous
Spike
stuff
planted.
all over the place.
JN.
Opt for the retake, nearly impossible.
Completely, I would say. Not at all. That's going to be in his favor, as Enigma immediately responding back, and it's going blow for blow now after that one unorthodox round, as now we're seeing a lot of them. Thrifty is coming back and forth. Completely unstable round executes. Still working out on whoever does it. I mean, going
Exactly.
a lot of different ways, isn't it?
Exactly. Like there were two defenders on the B side, but Rafael was able to sneak past both of them. How? 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 Yeah, sure. The two remaining players on the B side were able to, stop the assault from Enigma Gaming. They were able to kill the spike planter. They were able to kill all the people, but then they couldn't deal with Rafael, who then got a vandal and then was just wreaking havoc. It was that one sneak by that got Enigma the round. That was the win condition. Get raw fuel into unorthodox positions and you'll win. Badman's been dealt with towards Garage and his murderer gets away. So they've got the advantage, but can they stop the spike plan? Nothing to stop the spike this time around, but maybe they can go in for a very successful retake. They've got the Cosmic Divide, which means anyone present towards mid will be dealt with, but no lockdown, which means they still have to kill raw fuel at the back of sight. Unless they're deciding to fight towards Garage, which is kind of counterproductive. Now in a 4v3, Rafuel still not dealt with. Finally, this lockdown will take him out of position, but it doesn't matter because they're challenging the lockdown. They actually want to fight them head on. And this has just gone from bad to worse.
I mean, in that last bit of the round, that was obviously the last thing they could have done. They do not want to get detained. They do not want to go back. They knew that in a 1v3, there's nothing that Trist could do alone. So they went right in, head on, and fought him. And another successful B execute. I mean, they just know exactly where to hold. And Raw Fuel is, honestly, he's the one man that, when I said that, the Trist is being the pivotal man around which Reckoning was winning around and pivoting around. I think for this side on Enigma, now in the last few stages of this match, they are depending on Raw Fuel to make everything happen, and him being on the lurk like that is helping a lot of people. But pans the space down too with the perfectly timed flash, and Enigma have immediately lost 2 players.
That's the opening that they were looking for, but they must be aware of Batman's position. He's been made vulnerable by the alarm bot, but they still don't check for him, and he's able to get away with murder. 3 versus 4. Still a difficult situation for Enigma, but if Batman doesn't check his angle, he's a dead man, and that's Trist. Being cheeky. Now that they've got the man advantage, the players of Reckoning Esports have absolutely no reason to play aggressive.
Nice.
Yeah.
But what?
Yeah, that's what happens.
That is just totally unexpected.
They can cuss.
One
They
enemy
dealt with the
remaining.
Trailblazer. They can't deal with the flashes as he's all by himself. And double peak comes through. Yes, it will. Reckoning Esports, they go into damage control mode and they were able to win this one. They will keep the economy for themselves a little bit alive. But still, things could be definitely better.
They definitely could. I mean, it's just going. Honestly, I'm entertained by this match. I love the tactical stuff that's coming in from both of these teams. But to be honest, if you look at it in kills like these come in, it's kind of hilarious and it's funny as well, because you know that those boxes are spammable after that one of those recent updates, and to jump peak like that and expect that you need to expect that there's going to be a spam. And even though that kill went in, Reckoning somehow pulled out the round back as he left in the 1v2. Could not have done anything more. And now, there is...
They're just not letting JN go for the orb. If he gets the orb, he will get his blade down, but at least Yuwen's able to bring it back.
Little bit, yeah. 4v4, but the one thing that we need to consider over here is there's 3 ultimates available on the side of Enigma.
You should
and that
run.
lockdown Cosmic Divide combo could be coming in over here. Yes, they're holding it out actually. They don't want to go in, they don't want to come in. They're playing along with the smokes. They want to keep the Cosmic Divide for a better day, or a better round rather. And now Enigma are going to get the plan down for sure as the retake comes in for Reckoning.
All time flash could be the key to victory, but no. Hinga and Batman are good enough to deal with this. Panzer creating a opening, punching through the C-Link area, but now that he's wrapped all the way around the site, they need to deal with Batman first. Gravity will to stop the defuse. They've got nanoswarms as well. All this agility, but Batman's alone. He needs help as he trades it out, but nothing else that he can do right now. Trist is gonna have to fight him. There's no other option, and as he's just gonna take him for a wild goose chase. Let's play tag, my friend. I'm gonna make you come all the way over here and still get the kill onto you.
That absolutely brilliantly
Match
played there,
point.
Ezi. Knew exactly what to do. and tucked himself into that A corner so that even if Trist would have come and
I've got
killed him,
enough time to go
I
into
think
the
he wouldn't have
astral
had
form.
time to defuse, go back and do all of that shenanigans. Wow, Enigma.
That's what happens when you don't have the cosmic divide available on your team. You don't even have an Astra, you've got an Omen. You can't lock out that area. You can't just start diffusing and expect to survive.
Scanning ahead.
Definitely.
Do you think this will turn into an A graveyard once again? Because I see way too many people over here. We've seen that before.
Yeah. I mean, not too sure unless JN finds some success, which looks like he might get from this push. Raw Fuel is not looking in his direction, and he has an idea that somebody's over here. Ooh, the timing of that, the positioning of that. Important, but JN, he might just find Hiccup. He's crawled into such a good corner. JN could be the win condition, but he misses both of his knives, and he's gonna get taken down in just a couple of seconds. And look at where Raw Fuel's crawled up. He's gonna let one player pass by. He's gonna get one himself. He knows this one to a
Spike
shot.
down
He's
A.
gonna try to let his teammates deal with it. He's coming there to help. He's not gonna be able to though. The 1v1 is being given to Yuven, and he's gonna make complete use of it. Yuven, the 1v1s. That's exactly what you don't want to give these players, man.
And he's got no way to safety. He can now play while trading alongside Panzer. This smoke is actually dumb because it
I got the
lets
spike.
Batman retrieve the spike, but hey,
30 seconds
now
left.
that they know that the spike has been retrieved, Human is there on the other side to deal with them.
Oh, boy.
He lets Batman pass 15-1. He can win this, but Panzer comes into trade.
This time there's gonna be no knives.
No knife. They don't want to take any risk at all. And the funny part is, they did not even give Ewan 1v1. Like, they were present over there. But Ewan, just such a master at his movement. He avoids getting sucked in by the gravity belt, somehow deals and isolates those 1v1s, falls back to safety in cover, avoids getting traded out. And I mean,
Honestly.
Enigma Gaming, they did try to kill him. And they tried to kill him together. Not as individuals. Ewan just so fast on his feet.
Get out of my way!
He peeked out and made those 1v1s available to himself. Raw Fuel, Hicka, all of them. And Reckoning Esports have another life that they will look to capitalize upon. As Enigma moving in towards the garage position. A lot of bullets being fired. They're being eaten by Trist a little bit. On the other side as well. Seeker's gonna give out a few positions as Enigma. They're holding down and maybe they want to explore different avenues now.
Seeker is telling that they're outside of garage doesn't really do anything for the side of Reckoning. This is information they would have had anyway. What matters now is how will they predict where
Revealing
does
area.
Enigma strike next. The recon dot will also reveal their position. So yeah, this is great. They first stop them from entering garage, then they find out that they're heading towards the A side. The only difference is they can't stop them from entering. Bonda shenanigans, but unfortunately, because of slow, you can't do much. The barrier rob, it's created in such a nice manner. It forces the players of Reckoning Esports to check like 2-3
Gun
different
here.
angles.
You
And
want to
this
find
makes the
it?
retake a lot more doable. The Cosmic Divide.
Weapon here.
It's been activated from the side of Enigma Gaming. So there is a barrier up and a Cosmic Divide. This just adds layers
charges
upon
left.
layers into the number of angles that Reckoning have to check. And of course, they can't check every angle. They're falling like flies. It's just Bondef left. And he's been the MVP. He's been on the table, but he needs to pull off a massive clutch to win this.
Attackers win.
It was not gonna happen, especially given the order of Enigma. They have come back and they have won out this series pretty much like you predicted, Crips. What a match indeed. You said that they were gonna take the first map, Reckoning, and you said after that as well that it's gonna be Enigma to come back and take both these maps. So I did bet on Reckoning. I really thought they were gonna probably pull this one out, and it was again another close match. But hey, kudos to you, my friend. You have done exactly what the caster curse would let you not do. But you know, it is Reckoning Esports who I think that one round, if you know which I'm talking about, that probably caused the demise of their entire campaign over here. So let's have a look at the match highlights and hopefully see that round as well, where I think that Reckoning probably crumbled their chances of winning this series.
Yeah, but one thing that's very weird in this entire game is the number of thrifty rounds that both these teams were hitting. Whether it's Reckoning or whether it's Enigma, they were just winning thrifties upon thrifties, and that's just so weird because you don't expect that, right? It's just unorthodox to say the least. And I know I've said this a lot of times in this game, but there seriously were just too many rounds not panning out like they're supposed to.
Yeah, that is true. Enigma, they again, like, it was another close first half until that 5-4 mark, when they again pulled out 3 rounds and another 8-4 half came in. But after that, it almost looked like Enigma were riding upon a wave that they want to call theirs, and Reckoning hit back. They hit back quick, they hit back hard, they got it to 8-7, and then came in a little bit of a unpredictable set of rounds where there were thrifties coming in, there were just completely weird executes coming in. They went in towards B. Retakes that were supposed to be coming in did not happen. A lot of utility being thrown around that, just completely threw each other off guard, to be honest. And it was just a battle of not just the minds and the aims, but I mean, it was a very, very hard fought battle until the very end of pretty much every single tactic and utility, bullets, whatever you want to call it. This had it all. Drama in terms of maybe throwing away that one round or just trying to find gaps, thrifties, everything. And this game was indeed one to watch.
This definitely was. I mean, there were just so many rounds which had me on the edge of my seat, but we'll be breaking them down in the analyst segment and not now. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want the inside deets of what happened in this game and you want some deeper insight, please stick around towards the end. You guys are watching the LG Ultragear presents TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WB Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. We'll be back with the analyst segment in no time, so don't go anywhere.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the analyst desk of the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2, powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. I'm your host, Assassin Person. On the desk with me are customers and analyst, Crips and Universe. Well, that was definitely an intense best of three, boys, and I feel as if you guys have a lot to break down. So let's head on over towards the map veto and take a look at what exactly were the results of all three of these maps. So starting off as Crips rightfully set it out, it was going to be the Saturday Reckoning Esports to go ahead and win out the map of Bind 13 to 11. Now, Crips called it out, so why don't we go ahead and give the mic to Crips, and I want you to go ahead and break down map number one for us, Crips.
So the only reason I said that Enigma will be winning Breeze and Haven is because they're better at mid control, and to some extent they were. Like, let's say in Haven, there were so many instances where this guy Rawfuel was able to sneak into the B site and then go past it into a link. That happened 2-3 times. But then Trist also did the same thing in Haven, right? So that both those points were counted. Enigma Gaming were better on mid control in Haven because these guys fell back when the time was right. They did not hesitate giving up map control to Reckoning Esports if it meant they could retain man advantage. So they sacrificed map control in order to retain man advantage, and that's one thing that separates Enigma Gaming from a lot of other teams. Enigma Gaming know when to fall back. They don't contest an area if they think they don't have an advantage. So yeah, that's one thing about Enigma. They did something similar on Breeze as well. But then Breeze is a completely different story about map control and mid. I mean, they did not exploit mid as much as I thought they would. Yeah, but they were exploiting groundhogs quite a lot. That's something that Enigma did. In Bind, though, I like the chaotic setup that Reckoning Esports bring to the table because they had so many different plans and so many different executes. That's why I thought they will be able to win.
So yeah, I mean, on the map of Bind, we almost thought that Enigma Gaming might have a little bit of a chance of going ahead and finishing things off as well. But then Reckoning Esports is just pulled up and did a pretty good job right over there. We are going to be taking a quick look at the scoreboard for map one as well, and I'm going to get to know quite a lot on the scoreboard, as we know for a fact that Bondev from the side of Reckoning Esports, just like we mentioned it, the guy is just cracked, and yep, he definitely is going to go ahead and increase his numbers on the MVP standings as well. From the side of Raw Fuel on the side of Enigma, I wouldn't call it his best performance because we have seen Raw Fuel do much better on the duelist role. So yeah, the side of Enigma Gaming, each and every player, they pulled up their weight and they tried, but then Reckoning Esports was just a little bit too good on the map of Bind. Now moving on over towards map 2 now. We do know for a fact that Enigma Gaming, it was their pick, and rightfully it should have been theirs as well. They have put in quite a lot of work on the map of Breeze. Tell me what exactly went down on the map of Breeze Universe, and what do you think was the downfall for the side of Reckoning Esports?
I think Map of Breeze was something that was a little bit of a topsy-turvy matter in the beginning because Enigma, they had the advantage early on. They were playing aggressive. They were trying to assert dominance. They were trying to play along the B side quite a bit more than they were towards the A, I believe. And right off the bat, they had the this kind of a fire in them that they wanted to burn the side of Reckoning as much as they could, and they did that actually. They got another 8-4 half that they secured, and it was actually pretty damn good the way they played around the entire thing. But Reckoning, their mistakes were the fact that I think it was just about the map dynamic per se. There were so many times where they gave away these 1v1s that did not work out in their favor. A few rounds it did, yeah. Look at this now. Although he was diffusing and there was a player trying to cover him, Yuvin, Panzer had to do it by himself. And Panzer was actually a very, very important member on the side of Reckoning for this map, particularly as the Viper. As Enigma were actually trying to find ways to kill him first so that they could get down his utility. But Reckoning, as much as they did right, they did just as much wrong. Enigma capitalized on every single 1v1 they could find, every single lurk that they could find that Easy was sent to do, or Raw Fuel was sent to do, or even Badman at times was just working around the side like this. It was just Enigma, having total map control. Pretty much anywhere that they wanted, they could just get in, get the kills that they needed, knowing where exactly they would be contested, and they did a pretty good job. In the second half of it was a bit of a Uh, Different story than the first half. Reckoning almost came back into it. They almost had what they wanted, but it was that one final last round that Enigma just pushed through and they got the kills that they needed. Because honestly, Reckoning, I really thought they would have pulled it back to overtime, but Enigma, they proved me wrong. They got us all the way towards map number 3 and they won it out as well. But kudos to Reckoning Esports to pulling this one all the way so far ahead, and this is a sign to show that Reckoning Esports are not a team to be taken lightly.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely they're not.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Reckoning Esports, right? They put up quite a performance on all three of these maps. Even though it might be the side of Enigma Gaming to go ahead and win it away, I feel as if Reckoning Esports making it 13-11 against Enigma Gaming's best map is no joke. And yeah, Enigma Gaming, well, they definitely have a strong contender against them as well. And Reckoning Esports, I feel as if these guys still haven't showcased everything that they have, right? They haven't showcased their absolute best that they have saved up. So yeah, Reckoning Esports, if it does happen, then maybe we might just be seeing them go ahead and topple down the opponents like Enigma Gaming and Velocity Gaming as well. But yeah, Reckoning Esports, as you can see on the scoreboard, again, a very even spread throughout all five of these players. The same can be said for the side of Enigma Gaming, but Easy actually did quite a lot, right? Being a controller, 29 tracks. What's the story over there, Crips?
Well, Izzy was able to use the toxin screen to his advantage quite a lot of times, and sometimes, even though he's away from his team, like let's say he's heading towards Brown Halls while his team is heading A, he was able to coordinate with them, use the toxin screen to their advantage, and get his teammates to safety. And while the players of Reckoning were busy scrambling to find their opponents through all the green stuff, that's when Izzy strikes from the back. We saw that he was able to sneak in via the Brown Hall so many times on the attacking side, and on defense, his utility held off the forces of Reckoning Esports long enough to let the rotations of Enigma arrive on time. So he was not only buying space for his team on the attacking side, he was buying time for them on defense. And if you got one player that can do both, then that's just perfect.
Absolutely. So jumping into over towards the decider map now, where we thought that it might just be a really close one, and it was 13-10, not a bad one. But at the same time, we thought that it might even go to overtime because both these teams are absolutely good on the map of Haven. Tell me what exactly went wrong for the side of Reckoning Esports, Crips. I mean, do you think there was something that they lagged against the side of Enigma Gaming, or was it just Enigma Gaming and their consistency popping off?
Yeah, they lacked discipline. The only reason why they were able to not win this game is that one round where they all decided to knife Batman, and that's just a horrible decision.
Oh yeah, I still remember that. An ace clutch.
I mean, sure, you somehow control the damage after that by winning a thrifty round, but then Enigma win a thrifty round back, and then what's the net sum result? You still threw a round for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, that was the round that could have actually made a difference, right? If Batman wasn't able to go ahead and clutch it out, maybe Reckoning Esports, they might have saved the map of Haven, but
Yeah,
yeah, I feel as
and
if, yeah,
that has reverse effects, right? It's not just losing one round to Batman. A, you lose weapons when you don't have money. B, you give Batman the lockdown a lot faster than he should have had it. And that's how he was able to use it 2 rounds later. Otherwise, Batman would have never had that lockdown in the first place, and the whole round could have been very different. See,
and it's sort of,
it's a ripple effect of sorts. Like
yeah,
one thing leads to
true.
the other. Dominoes fall, and they all fall. You haven't seen like one domino fall, right? All of
Yeah.
them go down together.
And it sort of puts up a mental strain as well on all the players, right? As if they had a round, like they had it right there on their plate, but then they all just messed up, and Batman went ahead and clutched it out, which further increases the morale for the side of Enigma Gaming and decreases it on the side of Reckoning Esports. Do you agree on that?
Oh, definitely. I would be so mad if I lost a 1v5. You can see because Reckoning Esports took a tactical timeout immediately after that.
Yeah. And that tactical timeout, did it do any difference for the rest of the game, or was it just them steamrolling out of control?
I mean, probably allowed them to get their heads back together. I mean, they were also using the next round after that tactical timeout as like an extended tactical timeout. It was supposed to be an eco round anyway, so they weren't gonna win. Yeah, so you can use that round as like an extra time to talk, to chill, and get your nerves back calm. But they ended up winning that thrifty round, and then Enigma wins the next thrifty round. So whatever economic advantage you had, you lose it in the knife round, in the knife attempt, then you gain it back in thrifty, and then you lose it again. So it's like a bloody roller coaster ride. You go up and down so much, you'll almost puke.
Absolutely. Now, Universe, I want your opinions on the scoreboard a little bit. I mean, I wanted to know what exactly were the players who kind of stood out on the map of Haven. Do you think particularly someone stood out from the side of Reckoning Esports or from the side of Enigma Gaming?
I think that the one player who did stand out from Reckoning had to be Panzer. I think he was kind of Panzer and Trist, I would say, especially given that Panzer, there were times where he was forced to clutch it, and he did multiple rounds where he got 3Ks. He was there on the scoreboard as well, right above, right among the top three players over there. And he was doing quite a bit of a job. And Trist in that last map, like I said, was the one person around whom the squad was rotating. They were trying to get him into positions, leaving him in positions where he could cause most damage as a lurker. And he did actually, lurking into the B side, just like Rafuel did on the side of Enigma. These two players, I think, stood out for me the most on the side of Reckoning. But for the side of Enigma, I think for me it has to be Badman. Batman is a player who was consistent across all three maps. He did a pretty good job holding down sides, playing even when he had to play as a little bit aggressively as a sentinel. He did a very good job overall. I know that there were other players who came on. Ezzy was one more who played out of his absolute mind today, but I think I would like to give a little bit of an extra credit to Badman because of the support role that he played that the team relied upon.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we have got the updates on the group standings done. So why don't we quickly jump straight in towards the group standings and take a quick look at what exactly is the story over there and where exactly have Enigma Gaming placed themselves. Of course, over towards the first spot with a total of 6 points, 3 wins, and 0 losses. Reckoning Esports, this is their first loss, so they're going to be at the second spot. Total of 5 points. Velocity Gaming at the third, alongside Team T69, Godlike Esports, and True Rippers on the fifth spot with 2 points as well. Susquad and Flame Xfinity down there in the seventh and eighth spot. So yeah, overall Group B looks pretty stacked right now with Enigma Gaming once again taking the lead. We had a similar kind of a situation before the playoffs in season one as well, where Enigma Gaming were leading, and it was the side of Velocity Gaming, if I'm not wrong, to quickly catch up and take the first spot as well. But yeah, again, Enigma Gaming, they have a great journey throughout the group stages, and then eventually when they move in over towards the playoffs, they face off against the other titans in the scene as well. That is when they have a little bit of a problem. So let's hope that this time around, though, are going to be able to go ahead and put up a performance and just surprise all of us, just how they surprised the side of Reckoning Esports today on the map of Breeze and Haven. Well, any closing thoughts on the group standings, Universe?
I think this is something that I did not expect per se, only in the forms of Reckoning Esports. I think I thought they would have been a little bit lower, maybe around the fourth or fifth position. But hey, I love this team. I love the way that they're playing. They're giving the competition to the big leagues over here, and they are on the second on the table. And not to forget, they still have quite a few names to face. There's T69, there's Velocity, there's Godlike, there's True Rippers as well. So there's a lot of teams who are in contention for the playoffs over here, I think. And it's definitely going to be a very interesting matter as we go ahead into the further days of the TEC Gauntlet Season 2. But yeah, for now, I would like to see how long can Enigma go unbeaten.
Well, definitely. That is what we are all waiting to see as well. Which team is going to be the one to go ahead and take down the side of Enigma Gaming, or are they just going to be unbeatable throughout the group stages? Well, let's take a quick look at the matchups for the day once again, because we just got done with the first half of the day. That was the match between Reckoning Esports and Enigma Gaming. Well, second half, we have got a more exciting game for you guys, and you're all going to love this. True Rippers versus the side of Team T69. So don't forget to tune in for that particular game at 8 p.m. IST. In order to not miss that, all you have to do is just subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And also, Don't forget to hit the bell notification icon to never miss another update whenever we go live at the Esports Club. Well, thank you so much for tuning in for the first half of the day, ladies and gentlemen. It was an absolutely amazing match. It was definitely close, and we believe that the 8 p.m. match is going to be very, very close as well, as Tripper is going to take on the side of Team T69. Should be a very entertaining game as well, considering the fact that Team T69 are involved. So, yeah, you definitely don't want to miss this one. So, do tune in for that game at 8 p.m. IST. You guys were watching the LG Ultragear TEC Gauntlet Season 2 powered by WD Black and AMD Ryzen Radeon. Please do go ahead and show love to our sponsors by buying their products. They've got some amazing deals for you. Down in the description below, there'll be a link which will lead to LG Ultragear, WD Black, and AMD Ryzen Radeon products. All you have to do is just go ahead and check them out, get yourselves an upgrade, and stay at the top of your game. I'm your host, Assassin47. On the desk with me is Universe and Crips, and we're going to be seeing you guys at 8 p.m. IST. Until then, see you guys later.